Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. Everyone sick, make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and Aaron. Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast. And I have started off the show on the wrong note already by putting the camera on Keys.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
However, this is still the home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host, Aramis.
And I am Dan Rather. This is Keyshawn. What's up, y'all? 40 keys. Let me give you the circle. There you go. Boom.
In the house.
Now we're good.
Yep. All right. So real quick, I just want to apologize for getting in here late, everybody. I was trying to work a system out here with the sound and the cameras and all that so that I wouldn't have to keep switching back and forth. I almost got it, but I'm still working out some of the kinks here. So just, again, I apologize. Bear with me here. But we got a lot of stuff to get to. I really like what I saw in this game, and I mean to be perfectly honest, I mean we should have expected all of this to begin with, right? Is that where you kind of stand with it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the Jets is the Jets. I mean it's like I learned nothing from it. I mean there were things I didn't like. Obviously there's a lot of glaring things I didn't like, and it's not a hate fest. It's just kind of some systematic things I didn't like. I wouldn't say there was anything on the field per se. But a lot of it was something I expected and should have happened anyway by a team that's supposed to be the best. I did see a stat though. Did you know that the Bills have the best conference record in the whole NFL from 2020?
Like from all of 2020 up to now?
Up to now, we're the best in the NFL in conference record with 25-6.
Okay. I mean, that's okay.
But what I'm saying is, you know, that tells you right there that the division is just handing you 6 games pretty much. And you know, and you know, people that talk about, you know, the other teams that have to do what they got to do to get to the AFC championship, whatever the case may be, they're battle tested because they're playing some good competition. See, the Bills' best competition is in the playoffs. Before the playoffs, you know, you get the games where you get the Ravens, you get the Chiefs once, but then you got these 6 games sitting over here. They're like warm-ups. On top of that, you know what happened yesterday? Yesterday, we ran 8 different personnel sets on offense.
8
different. So we ran 22, we ran 12, we ran 13, we ran 21, we ran empty. We did it all.
But the same run play.
That's what he said. I'm glad you said that because there's certain podcasters out there. Tommy, you're not one, so you can close your ears or whatever because you did. Let them cook. I saw it.
Yes.
But there's certain ones on Twitter, X, wherever you want to call it, that act like I don't have receipts that you did not like James Cook.
Get him. Who was saying that? Who was saying it?
I'm going to let you identify yourselves.
Oh, come on. You got to get him.
I'm going to let you identify yourself. So if you don't, I may have to drop a bug in people's ears because
okay.
People were, you know, look at the boy go. Look at it. Just say 40 Keys was right on your show, and I want people to tell me that you said it. 40 Keys was right, and we'll be all right.
That's it. That's all that's necessary.
That's all because you know they pulled. That's what's laughing. He knows. They pulled James Cook off the field on that third and 3 or whatever it was that they put Ray Davis in, and he couldn't pick up the 3 yards. Just let him cook.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I mean, it's over with. You know, Ray Davis, I'm not saying he's a bust. I'm not saying it, but the winner's here. The winner wears number 4.
The champ is here.
The champ is here. Mafia, no, not you. I said, Tommy, not you. I said, you said, let him cook. I saw you do it. You're good.
Right.
You put arms up and everything. I know you didn't want to, but you did.
And that's hard. And that's hard because he was really making a case against Cook. Not like on a personal level, but I mean just on the level of like, I need to see
more. It's not
right.
worth,
Exactly.
I don't, you know what, Shot is, I don't think he fell off from last year. I think what it was they are making him run things he didn't run last year. Last year he was very gap oriented. They're not running gap as much as they did. They're running what Cook likes. They're running the zone reads a lot of times, and Ray Davis, we knew that last year. He can't do it because he doesn't have a vision for it. See, that's what I said before. Cook's his elitism is his vision and his ability to hit that back gap that most people can't get to.
Yep.
It's a quick jab, and he's in there, and I think he does whatever people say I can't do, I do. And that's the thing about Cook that I really love about it.
Yeah. All right. So any initial thoughts on the game before, because I kind of wanted to like jump into the main topic and then jump out. That way we can get to all the other stuff that we have.
I do have stuff, so we want to stay around for the stuff. Initial thoughts of the game. Josh Allen, we're a visor. I mean, because the guy was like, oh no, this is bad. No, it's not. He ran off the field. He broke his nose, more than likely. Is it confirmed now? I mean, I confirmed yes, he broke his nose. Even if he did, it's fine. It's fine.
Right.
Being somebody that's broke their nose and didn't find out for years later, it's fine. And if it wasn't a gush of blood like I had, you're good.
It didn't seem like he was gushing.
No, he wasn't. They made it seem like he was, but he wasn't.
He made it seem. He said, "Well, I felt blood gushing, so I tried to hurry up and get up." Like
he had 3 dots on his shirt.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm. That's what I'm saying. Like it didn't seem like there was much going on at all with his face, even on the walk over to the sideline.
Right.
It's just,
he's if you're still doing this, that means. But no, when you just see, that's when that's when it's real. When he has a jersey that doesn't have Allen on the back of it because he's like number 93 now because he doesn't have it. Yeah, it's real.
Because his jersey is all red.
It's all red. Yeah, he's got the what is it called? The color rush jersey on by himself. That's real. But no, and it's weird to watch Lamar with the running back face mask on. And this is not a Josh versus Lamar thing. I'm not going there. But what I'm saying is there's a reason for the double eye protection. Like they have, people think it's cool. I want to wear the Deion Sanders when we were kids. It's the Deion with they're all if you are a football player and you've had to buy your own equipment or any kind of equipment for yourself, you know that when you go on the website, there are different labels and there's different categories for face masks. And and Lamar wears the double whatever, the ocular they call it, because he knows he's going to run a lot. And he wears a visor in that, not because it's cool, but because he doesn't want to get hit in the face. He got a grill in there. He got all sorts of stuff happening in there, and Josh, if you're going to run like that, you probably need to wear a visor like he does in practice, even a clear one, because it wasn't really a dirty hit. I mean, you dove forward. The guy was going to, whatever. It happens. It's football.
Right. You
just got to protect yourself. Tommy said, I got my nose hit like that and it's painful. Eyes quickly swell up and hard to breathe, not to mention headache. Yeah, you don't breathe. You don't smell anything. It's just it's like the weirdest TV static smell ever. And you smell
you can smell TV static?
Yeah, you ever
No.
In the 90s, you never put your face next to a tube TV? You never did that?
I mean, I
know you've done it.
I did that just to kind of feel the static on my face, but I never sniffed. I never felt the need to sniff. Like, who thinks about that? I wonder what this static smells like.
I don't know. Maybe I was different, but everybody, y'all know what I'm talking about. But no, and yeah, Tommy, it's painful when it happens, but after a while, it's just like it's sore to the touch, and I think Ostrowski said it best. He said, the biggest thing he has to worry about is tightening his chin strap, because when he gets hit in the helmet, it's going to slide down the bridge of his nose. And that's true. So you got to figure out how to figure that out. But for the most part, it's not something we're worried about him being limited or on the, no, it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So what other things about this game kind of stuck out to you? I guess I'm headed in a specific direction, but I want to see what you saw.
Positive or negative? Pick one.
Let's go positive. Let's go positive.
Cole Bishop, positive.
Yeah,
loved it. See, when people say, "Oh, you guys," no, it's not that. I've been telling you guys. I've been telling you, everybody that wants to listen to me, is not Taylor Rapp and Cole Bishop. It should be Cole Bishop and a ball hawk.
Yeah,
and me and Laura were talking earlier. She said, "Well, you guys want to put Rapp in the trash?" No, I don't want to put him in the trash. I want Cole Bishop to be the starter, because Cole Bishop hasn't been tested to turn his back to the ball yet. That's what we haven't seen. And that's where he's gotten in trouble in the past, where he has to, track a ball because there's a Tyreek Hill or somebody running past him. Everything is in front of him. He got 2 blitzes yesterday. One of them was almost a sack. The other one was a sack. But these are things that we know. The personal foul, It was the right call, but I don't care because guess what? Let him know you here. Let him know who you are. You know, he picked him up. The whistle blew. He didn't have the ability to suplex him.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
I mean, he had malice in that slam. It was malice.
He wanted to hurt.
He was like, that's what he did.
It's a rivalry game. Look, at the end of the day, one of the things that I think I saw in the Eagles-Chiefs game that I think I would have enjoyed seeing in this in the Bills-Jets game is did you see the hit that Omar Norman Lott put on
wait, who? Spin. Pay attention. One now. I didn't see this. Go slow. Okay, go ahead. What happened?
Okay, so Omar Norman Lott, somehow he caught Jalen Hurts like mid-air and just RKO'd the mess out of this dude. I don't know how he did it, but Jalen Hurts found himself lifted off the ground and like power slammed to the grass.
Omar Norman Lott.
I mean, it was by far one of the worst looking hits that I've ever seen where the guy didn't come out like completely injured.
Just mangled.
Yeah. And it was shocking because he got right back up, but like when they went back and showed it in slow motion, it looked worse than it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he just kind of caught him with the arm, but he still brought him down straight on his back. So
hey, I mean, what goes up must come down.
Yeah, but again, when I saw the name, because his name on the back of the jersey kind of flashed a little bit. I'm like, is that Keys boy? Oh, he gonna want to hear about this. But yeah. to kind of connect that to what you're talking about slamming the guy. I mean, look, the Bills. I'll say this. I think the thing that I enjoyed most about this game was that the Bills came in and they did exactly what they were supposed to do to a team as bad as the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And in the pregame with Tommy, I was kind of going through all the stuff that I saw on tape the day before, just kind of reviewing the Steelers-Jets tape and seeing what they do, you know what I mean, so that I can talk about it. And the more I watched the film, I'm like, the score we saw of Steelers versus Jets, all the scores, all the touchdowns, all the passing that they showed, the highlights and all that kind of stuff. When I went back and watched it, it was like, it's just flashes.
Mm-hmm.
It's flashes of stuff that they were doing against what looks like it might be a bad Steelers defense too. Right. So as I'm watching this tape and I'm like, this is all smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
The run game is good. But for me, it was like the first thing I'll say that they did well is they went in and they handled business against a bad team, and they did it in convincing fashion, which is what a good team is supposed to do against a bad team. The Bills, for some reason, have traditionally played down to the level of the teams they play. So this was a surprising change, right? But the other part of this too was I thought the game plan on defense was opportune from the standpoint of we picked up on something that the new offensive coordinator has not yet established in his offense, and we're going to expose that.
I can tell you they really didn't care. They didn't care about getting after it after week one. Week one, we were the second highest blitz percentage team in the league. Yesterday, we were the 20th. They just didn't care. They were like, you know what? This team sucks. They have. I mean, you got to think about it. Everybody they're talking about Bosa, which was cool. It was good to see. But you got to remember they have Armand Membu, who was the 7th pick of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So this is his first real competition. Joey Bosa and Rousseau and
I'm glad he got exposed too. I'm glad Membu got exposed.
Yeah, he definitely got exposed. And then you got to figure the other side was what's the guy's name? The second year man. I got his name somewhere. I don't remember. But anyway, actually no, let me look it up. Fashanu. He's
okay.
He's the 11th overall pick in the 24 draft. So their left and right tackles are both wetter behind the ears. So I mean, they're going to probably get better, but yesterday wasn't a day to really gauge where Rousseau and those guys are. Bosa to me was okay. I think this is where your thumbnail goes. Bosa to me was what the standard is for left end.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the people that really rave about him, you've been deprived of a left end. And it's no slight on Rousseau, it's no slight, but they're one-dimensional. You see how one-dimensional they are because you got to think about it. The Justin Fields sack by Logue and Rousseau, the half sack by each, shouldn't have been a sack at all. They dropped Joey Bosa back in coverage, and I think it was a slot guy slid right to the hash. Bosa was out of position. He was running to the sideline and doubled back because that was an easy pass, easy pitch and catch right in front of Fields' face. Instead, he runs around in the pocket. He's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, he was averaging, I think it was 3.5, 3.6 seconds a throw. So he had all day. He just couldn't find anybody. In essence, Ray Davis ran for 4 less yards than Justin Fields had in the second half.
Yeah.
It's abysmal.
Yeah. Actually, surprisingly, that is not where I was going with
that.
No. I do not want people to get stuck on, oh my God, Joey Bosa is the savior, right? Because watching that Eagles-Chiefs game, that Chiefs defense is still good.
Mm-hmm.
Their secondary may have taken a step back this season, the way that they've been getting thrown on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of that has to do with the step back in the linebacking core. It looks like the middle of the field is open a little bit more. Teams are throwing inside routes a lot more on that defense through 2 weeks anyway. But here's where I was going with the Bosa thing. And this is really kind of a quick point, but
no, go ahead. We got time.
I wanted to get to what winning does for people who don't usually win, right? And one of the things that we are seeing with Bosa is, first and foremost, I don't think very many of us expected him to play as much as he's playing, right? Did we want him to be a starter? Did we want him to be able to take these kind of reps? Yeah, I think a lot of people would say they did want him to be able to take these kind of reps because he's the best defensive end we have in terms of overall capability, right? But one of the reasons that I specifically didn't want this was because of what we saw happen with Von Miller. I think a guy coming off of the injury history that he was coming off of, for him to play the kind of the amount of reps that he's playing and to, I guess, expose his body to as much action as he's been exposing it to, or as he has been asked to expose his body to, it just kind of made me nervous, right? Because a lot of what we need in the playoffs from his skill set has to do with his health, right? We need him to be fresh. But then I got to thinking about it when I saw him on the sideline waving bye to the Jets fans as they were leaving the stadium. And I saw the look of elation on his face. And at no point in time, in any point in history of the league covering Joey Bosa, had I ever seen him do something like that. Every time they showed this dude on the sidelines, it was always quiet. It was always, kind of dry. It was, you know what I'm saying? You had never seen Bosa doing something like that, waving by. I didn't think he had it in him. It was kind of a-hole-ish in a way.
Nah, Bosa is definitely the kind of dude. He's that kid in class that never gets caught.
Oh, is that what?
He's definitely that. He's dry. He has no real perk to his voice, but he do a lot of dirt.
Okay, it makes sense.
He just seems like that kind of dude.
Right. Okay, I'll take it. But that got me to thinking about what winning does for a player that really hasn't won much, right? When you look up, so there's this thing called the winner effect, and the winner effect is something that significantly impacts both body and mind by boosting confidence, focus, and motivation. This article says, while this is primarily a positive feedback loop, excessive winning can lead to overconfidence and negative consequences. I don't think that's going to happen here. I don't think any player that we've seen has that in them. But what I wanted to point out with this is there's something. Okay, so do you know what cortisol is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know what cortisol is a hormone that the body produces when it's under stress, and it gets produced in different amounts, between exercise and stress and Hypertension can produce cortisol. You know, rough workplace environment, being scared, you know, being in you know, heavy traffic and stuff like a lot of different things can create atmospheres for the body to produce different levels of cortisol. Now, the hormone cortisol itself is directly linked to sickness. So the more cortisol there is in your body being produced at any particular point in time, the more likely it is for you to you know, to get an illness, right? So what's the point of me bringing that up? Well, the point of me bringing that up is part of the winning effect is a decrease in cortisol. And I know people in my life right now who, in stressful situations, in traumatic situations, the cortisol production can literally show its effects in the body instantaneously. I've seen people be in very stressful or very traumatic situations and they immediately get sick, or they immediately have a pain in their body or something like that, right? And so I guess the dots that I'm connecting here, if you're following me, is in LA, when you're doing all of this losing and you're having a lot of these close games and you're getting to these points where, you know, it just looks abysmal and it looks hopeless, that cortisol production goes up. Because this is your life. This is your existence. You're getting paid millions of dollars to go out here and lose, basically, right? But when you get to, I'm sorry, let me lay the foundation here. When you're in a situation like that, it's easy to get injured, right? I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've seen cortisol production lead to, you know, back pains and you know, sick feelings in the stomach and even throwing up at times. Like this.
You looking at me, boy?
There are physiological effects to psychological triggers, right? So that's kind of the connection that I'm making. And when you take into consideration what we're seeing happen in Bosa right now in front of our eyes, this jubilation, this almost rejuvenation of somebody who came in here and was dry and was very, you know, or seemed rather, you know, because you're painting him to be this bully that gets away with it all the time. You know, to see how he came in and to see what he does on the field now, it's like there's something happening within him that I think, and this is my point here, I think this will lead to him having a healthier season, because the less cortisol is in his body, because of the winning, because of the low stress, you know, the low psychological stress, I think would be the key here, because there is stress with exercise, but exercise has also been shown, you know, statistically and through exactly to reduce stress. So a lot of that is just psychological stress, right? So I'm saying all this to say, I think being here in Buffalo with the winning that he's going to see here, especially this season, where we might even go undefeated, he's going to see a healthier season based on what we've seen so far.
There you go, Demetrius. There you go. Demetrius said, I was going to put it, but hold on. Oh, you got it. Yeah. He said, I'm not sure why you gentlemen aren't celebrating the Super Bowl right now. Who's left on the schedule can score 30 points as the Bills average? Yeah, I don't know, but there can be a day when the Bills fall flat. So I mean, in a vacuum, you're right, but I'm the one that's worried about stuff that happens.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't say worried, but you don't assume that the best case scenario is what it's going to be.
You know, not all the time, yeah.
Right,
yeah, not all the time, because there's been games in the past where we're like, we got this in the belt. Wait, what? why is the score not the other way? Something wrong.
Like the Ravens did. they assumed heavy. We got this. We good.
Yeah. And I mean, that's this. Okay, we're gonna continue with Bosa, but see, okay.
Yep.
I was trying to find real fast where the Jets offensive line is. Tommy Meather. You're right. One at a time. I get the elation. I get it. I mean, they went into New York, and Josh really didn't do much at all, and we still came out spanking them up. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like, okay, put it all together. But did you notice the uptick in zone yesterday? It was a 20% difference in zone run last night.
Oh yeah,
they ran man 40% in against Baltimore. They blitzed a ton. But yesterday they ran almost all zone. They ran 60%, 62% zone yesterday. So this was why I said the negative, and I'm going to go at both. So this is while it's still in my head. The negative I had when you asked me what stuck out was just that. Why is Trey White on the field? And my thing was yesterday was a great day for Dorian Strong to build on the performance he had in week 1. Mm-hmm. You knew you weren't in any real danger. You knew you weren't in a real rut where you really had to bring your A game. You had to play a game, and you had to do limit your mistakes, which they did. And I thought Dorian Strong was good in week 1, and any real coach. Well, I shouldn't say real coach because McDermott is a real coach, but any other coach that trust in their scout process, all this stuff. When they asked about, thanks, Tommy. When they asked about how Dorian Strong was this, that, and third, McDermott said we have full confidence in Trey White. Nobody asked you about Trey White. They asked you about Dorian Strong. So that tells you right now, Dorian Strong, guess what? Back to practice squad. You weren't on it, but back to the bench.
Yep.
Even though you played well, back to the bench.
Yep.
Zion Logue. I said it in our Discord yesterday. I said in the Discord that Zion Logue or Daquan Jones have to be on the field at all times. One of the two. Not at the same time. One of the two. Because you can't put TJ Sanders out there with Walker. You can't put it Oliver with them because they're none of the three are good run defenders. Mm-hmm. 96 was big. He was better, but you notice what they did? They put him in a one tech. They had Daquan Jones playing the 3 tech, which was strange, but they did. And I don't know what the rationale was for it. So if anybody can tell me what you think that was, let me know. But Walker can't anchor against a Garden Center. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, look, the defensive line. I think I'm resigned to just. We're going to see what we're going to see. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, as long as there's penetration, which we've seen through 2 weeks, there can be. Mm-hmm. As long as we have that, as long as we are affecting the quarterback with real pressure, not this simulated stuff where they're squeezing the pocket and they're reaching through the lineman and they're kind of almost there or just a hand, a finger away, like real pressure, like we saw yesterday and like we saw in week 1 against the Ravens, where they're forcing the quarterback to move in the pocket. Like that's real pressure. When the quarterback feels he has to leave his spot, now you're affecting the quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. And through 2 weeks, that's what we've seen. To Steve's point, he says, well, someone sure got high on hopium. I mean, look, as much as I want to say the Bills might go undefeated, I still respect the Chiefs. I mean, what I saw them do defensively against the Eagles yesterday, would they be able to get away with that against Allen? Maybe not, but that's going to be a game that they need because their season is going to be bad. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they're going to approach that game like they did in week 10 last year, week 11 was it, where they just, after the game, it's just like, all right, we'll see them in the playoffs. Like they're going to need that game, right? And to see that team play as hard as they did against the Eagles and just barely lose that game, we don't have that defense, right? They're going to be able to run the ball with Kareem Hunt, even though their run game is not so great. That was still against the Eagles defensive line, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. So we can't, I guess this is kind of where I get caught up too. And here comes the negativity for everybody.
Oh, disclaimer.
we can't look at this game as, oh, see, this is what's scalable.
Yep.
No, this is against a guy who's not really stepped up to be a quarterback in the NFL in Justin Fields yet.
Against a gutless coach too.
Gutless?
Gutless.
I don't know where you get gutless.
Gutless. You're down 20 on 4th and inches, and you punt it. Mm-hmm. You're down by 1 million. You punt the ball on 4th and 3. You don't punt anymore. You go for it. That's what you do. You go for it. You could tell in the second half they were like that I think they said on the broadcast. I don't know if you were listening to it or not, but I think they said that at this point in the time after halftime, they said it looked like Alabama playing against Middle Tennessee State.
Yeah, they did.
That's what it was. It looked like we paid them for them to be our punching bags, and because the fire was gone.
Yeah,
they couldn't get out. And I think in my notes I wrote, holy cow, how many penalties can you get? They only had 5, but they were all like on one drive. Yeah. It was poorly coached. It would, and he gives you those answers that I hate at the post game. It's just not good enough. We got to look in the mirror. Look in the mirror, little gray man. Look at the gray man.
Why do you hate him, bro? Like,
because you don't have the credentials to say stuff like that. You need to do better. Looking at
really,
you don't. What has he done? I mean, he's a head coach of 2 games now. We didn't have the intensity. That's on you to not be prepared. Prepare your guys. You weren't, so therefore you took the L.
Well, why couldn't he say that though?
He can. It just doesn't mean anything. As somebody in here, somebody said, you think they said something about you guys think that these 2 guys are negative? You should listen to Jets media. They are killing this guy.
Oh, they are. Yeah, I listened to a couple of I watched the podcaster that covers them, and then I watched the show that Bart Scott is on, and I mean it's bad. But look.
Okay, well, did Trey win the job in camp, or was he? I mean, come on now, he won the job.
No, he was given the job.
Yeah, he didn't win the job. He was handed the job. I mean, honestly, he was.
Yeah.
And even if Max was playing, he still was getting that job.
Yeah.
Trey did play. He played great. But what is Trey? Are you going to re-sign him next year? I mean, is he on the team for the long haul? What are we doing? I mean, do we want Trey to be a mentor? Do we want him to be a starter? It's all up to whatever you want. But for me, I thought Strong was not Justin Rogers in whatever year that was, 2008 or whatever year when he had all those guys. He wasn't those kind of guys. So, if you're like somebody said, I think it was Steve said, isn't it ironic that Steve Lynn said, isn't it ironic that we have Dorian Strong has the same RAS score as Trey White? I mean, just because he's in the 6th round doesn't mean that he has to take a back seat. He played well last week. Right. Let him go again, see what else he got.
Yep.
If he was bad, Trey, you're in. But he wasn't. He played well. So right now it should be Trey. It should be Strong until he messes up. And then when Max comes in, y'all 2 battle it out. And Trey, you jump in when we need you. But I mean, this is a youth movement. We really need to do this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, most coaches that I know of, if it was a battle to begin with for that position, like a true battle, and the guy that gets the job because the other guy that was in competition with him gets hurt, and then the guy that got the job by default gets hurt. If we got to start the Rook, I'm sorry. If the Rook plays well, like let's see how this goes. Mm-hmm. If he struggles, then we'll get the vet in. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But that's why the vet is here.
Right.
The vet was supposed to be here, break in case of break glass in case of emergency. Yep. Not, I just like my vets on the field, and that's Sean's MO. We know this.
Yeah.
But the idea of getting Strong those reps early, getting him that experience early. That's what the Chiefs enjoy. That's what the Eagles enjoy, right? They get these guys in young. They get them to play extremely well young on young contracts at the same time, which allows them to go and spend the money necessary to build the best offensive line in the league right now. That's what allows them to go and pay Devontae. Is it Devontae?
From where?
The Eagles, the receivers.
Smith, Devontae Smith.
Yeah, Devontae Smith.
AJ Brown.
Right. That's what allows them to pay. That's what allows them to go trade him and extend Saquon Barkley. You get what I'm saying? Like that to me is the approach that gives you the best flexibility in your salary cap. Mm-hmm. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think like I was trying to say, this win is a win against the bad team. We shouldn't be trying to take nothing from this. I mean, they capitalized. The main thing that the Bills did on defense that really wrecked the game for the Jets is blitz the corners, because and this sounds stupid saying this, but watching the Jets receivers stand there as our corners blitzed kind of makes you appreciate having receivers that are forced to block here in Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ran a formation like that, our guys ain't letting that happen. Ain't no way.
Oh.
Shout out to Jack. Thank you very much. Jack says, who do y'all think the? Oh, okay, thank you. Mm-hmm. Who y'all thinking the main problem is, McD or Bean? It's hard to tell because they are both so intertwined at the root of the team. In what way? Like the problem with what's like overall?
This is how I view it. and and Tommy, hold on a second. Because this is very volatile, but this is how I view it. I view the team in two phases. I view Beans wins and losses as an off season.
Okay, he said overall.
Okay, so I view Beans wins and losses are made in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
Once the season starts and you're not doing as much manipulation with your roster, with your scouting, all that stuff, it now transitions to Sean McDermott. So your roster is built. That's why I said last week, I don't want to hear about injuries if we lose to the Ravens, because that was week 1. You have to build a pillow for a soft landing if you have injuries.
That's fair.
And so if we collapse in the season, I blame McDermott. And this is where me and Tommy always go back and forth, because Tommy says Bean is only doing what McDermott tells him to do off season, which could be. I mean, it could be. It could be. But see, I push back, and Tommy, this conversation. I push back that if you were truly one of the best GMs in the league, you're the guy at your position. We've talked about it, 7th overall on the power ranking, and there were 14 jobs that you could have went for. You could have tried. You could have had. We would have heard if he tried to go for another job. We would have heard. It would have leaked out somewhere that if he tried or thought about doing something, whether true or not. His name has been in no conversation.
Correct.
He's cool with what's happening here. So at some point, you got to say, you know what? It's both of them. Because Bean is okay allowing McDermott to say, I want this, I want that. Give me this guy, give me that guy, give me Jordan Phillips, give me Ogunjobi, whatever the case may be, and being like, okay, cool. Because he believes in it. Now, we heard, what is it, 2 years ago or whatever? Are you still on board? Whatever the case may be. Bean could have said, no, up your nose with a rubber hose. That was right in the midst of him being one of the best GMs there were.
You can't say that to him, bro.
You can, because guess what? There are other jobs I can go for. I don't want it. There are other jobs. Yes. If Bean believed in himself, there's other. He was one of the best GMs out there in name.
Who was?
Bean. He was one of the best, whether I believe it or not.
What?
Bean.
Where you get that from?
Bean was one of the best.
Real quick, shout out to Demetrius. Thank you very much. Just became a member. You get access to all the goodies. Not my goodies anyway.
I don't think you want some goodies.
No. So yeah, appreciate that. I will do this, Demetrius. In the link is our social media. Hit me up on social media somewhere. At Post Podium Pod on Twitter or wherever you want to. And send me your email. And then I will email you the invite to our Discord chat so we can get you in there tonight. Okay. And
Tommy, that's where kind of where I am with it. And he said Bean would get hired in a heartbeat if he left Buffalo. I agree. After 2020, 2021, I agree 100%. And Joe Shane,
I don't know,
got hired right away. These guys are getting hired, they flame out, but at least they get hired. I think teams would have got Bean. Teams would have wanted Bean. They would have said, you know what?
Not before we got him?
No. 2021 or so, after Josh, after that the boom year where we had everything, Steph Diggs, Josh Allen, we had these high rankings, all this stuff.
So you're saying that if in 2021 Bean did what Dayball did and said screw this, I'm out, teams would have been after him.
He got to be a little more diplomatic, but yes, I think he could have landed his job. I got to look and see what jobs were available at that time, but I know for a fact he definitely could have he could have had a chance at it. So maybe he doesn't agree wholeheartedly with what the Bills are doing, but he's not against it. This is his match. What are you guys bitching at? Look at your wide receiving core. Look what I gave you. What are you bitching at? That's Bean talking, not McDermott, because Bean's like, he stood back and said, I did a hell of a job in this draft. Wait, you're criticizing me?
I mean, that's kind of my problem. I mean, look, the fact, okay. I kind of don't want to have this particular conversation take up as much time as it is, but I kind of need everybody to understand how lucky the Josh Allen pick was.
Who's that in the comments?
That my son probably putting them emojis in there.
Yeah,
under my wife's name. That's what he does. He does silly stuff like that.
I'm with it.
But I need everybody to understand just how lucky of a pick Josh Allen was when we got him. Right?
I would never tell you he wasn't.
Okay, so I think pretty much everybody watching right now can agree. By far the luckiest pick that anybody has ever picked in the entire NFL. For that guy to go and become who we have now, never seen it before. And I don't think we'll ever see it again in the NFL, right? But I would say Tom Brady.
That was crazy luck.
Nah.
Was 6th-round draft pick being the greatest of all time? We might have that with Christian Benford. Okay, I did. I jumped the gun a little bit. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun.
Yeah, I guess you have to say Brady. Yeah.
I jumped the gun with that one. I mean, they clown this dude's physique. They clown his throwing moves. They clown his speed. They clown this man.
That's true.
He actually is smaller now than he was when he was 21.
Right.
He was a certified accountant. Michigan had him ready to do some books.
Right. But again, when it comes to Bean, and we've reported this before. Well, I have.
You have. Yes.
You don't have to accept this. I know how you are. You like to do your own research. You don't have to accept it.
I don't have time now, but go ahead.
But based on what I was told,
mm-hmm.
the line of communication from the top down is from Sean down to Bean.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not side by side. Mm-hmm. So what I'm not saying though is that Sean tells Bean everything to do. I think Bean has an understanding, like all the coaches on the team, they have an understanding of what Sean wants to see, and then they work based off of that understanding. It's the same as working at any other job.
Yeah.
You get your standard operating procedure at the beginning when you get onboarded,
mm-hmm.
and you just kind of have this idea of what your specific job is. Then you get into the job and you see what the culture is, and you see how other people operate, and you kind of just fit in, right? For the offensive coordinator, this is not Joe Brady's offense. This is Joe Brady's offense as told by Sean McDermott. This is, I want an efficient offense that runs the ball, that plays complementary football and protects my defense. That's what complementary football is, right? When we hear that term from now on, we have to understand that complementary football means protect my defense,
mm-hmm.
because that's what a strong run game does. That's what time of possession does. It keeps your defense off the field and rested. Why? So that you can have 2 or 3 great plays at the end of the game to get the ball back and go back and score and win the game.
Yep.
Right? Cool. But if we're talking about who the real problem is at the top of all this,
who are you gonna say? Is it gonna be Matthew Smiley?
No. And this is I've transitioned to this very recently. It's Terry. I'm taking my hands off of Sean, off of Bean, because matter of fact, I was talking to Demaryius Johnson before the show today, like as I'm setting up, and we're talking about how it is very possible that the Bills might go undefeated when you look at the quarterbacks that they have to play, when you look at the difficult teams that they have to play being here at home. Right, we're playing the Eagles here at home. The Chiefs, where are we playing the Chiefs at? The Chiefs are coming here.
Yeah, all the good ones. The Eagles are coming here. Yeah.
Right. So there's no difficult game that we have to play where the atmosphere is going to be a factor too. So
let me hop in here, because that was another point. Did you listen to the broadcast? Did you just listen to the atmosphere of the broadcast? I'll tell you what. One thing is for sure, and 2 things for certain. Mafia travels.
They travel.
Bam. We got a penalty early. The crowd went nuts.
Mm-hmm.
After that, every penalty, touchdown, everything. Bills. Yeah. I'm like, just backwards. I'm like, am I missing a home game somewhere? Because I mean, it's not supposed to be that loud for us everywhere. When I go to Highmark and watch Josh play the Ravens, they can't hear nothing. I can't hear my own breathing. Yeah, I was breathing static again, but I can't hear anything. And you go over there and it's quiet when we're on offense, because they want to get the signals, and they want, I know it's not like a pin drop quiet, but it's not Highmark when we're on offense. Josh and them can get the calls, and James Cook is just leaning in. I see Keon Coleman halfway in the huddle. They're not looking at his lip. You would think they're watching his mouth move because they're trying to get the play and they can't hear anything. But no. We heard him say manja. We heard him say alert. We heard him say all these things. You shouldn't hear that on TV when the crowd is going nuts, when they're trying to mess your. But see, that's the thing that the Bills have going for them. I applaud the Bills Mafia for this. I applaud them, because even when we were bad, they were there. Mm-hmm. Even when we're good, they were there. When Tyrod was quarterback, they were there. When Jerron was a coach, they just on and on and on. They're always there. this is not a fan base you can just jump in and jump out of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we saying, so you're in it for life, blood in, blood. No, you're no blood out. You're in. This is just like you can't get out.
Right.
I think that's why they call it that, honestly.
So just looking at the chat here, Akeem said, bro, you give Sean and Bean too much credit. I'm not sure if that was for the hopium stuff, because Lynn is saying Aramis is hitting the hopium pipe for sure. I mean, look, as much as I can make a case for us not winning, I need somebody to make a better case. As much as I can make a case for us not winning, I think a better argument is that we can. I mean, when you look at the schedule, and this is going to answer Demetrius's question. He asked earlier. He said, how many wins before you actually believe they will go undefeated? If we beat the Chiefs here, if we get to what is that, week 8, week 9? I think it's week 8 we play them after the bye. If we beat the Chiefs here, you got at Dolphins, you got the Bucks here, that's a win. You got at the Texans, they're not the same team without Bobby Slowick offensively, and their defense is decent, but we can beat them in Houston. That's a revenge game for the Bills anyway. They're gonna want that game badly. Then you got the Steelers here. Then you're at the Steelers. That team's gonna be done by that time of the season. They're just not good. You got the Bengals with Jake Browning as their quarterback. That's a win. I mean, again, show me the loss. The Eagles game is the only game that we really have to look at and say, damn, that's probably a loss, right? But again, that game is here. That makes a big difference when you're in the cold, when you're in that Buffalo cold and you're here. They have to come here, right? We saw the Bills in miraculous fashion take care of business in week 1 against the Ravens that I was even saying, man, them boys gonna smack us. They did for 3 quarters, right? So where's this super hopium that I'm sipping on after watching us, win a game against the Ravens in the fashion that we did? What's going to stop me from thinking that it's not possible to do that again against the Eagles here? You know what I'm saying? It's already happened once. That means it's possible. It has to be possible again if it's happened once already. Yeah. That's what history tells us.
Yeah, I think for people like me who I guess you call it negative or call it weak or fear weather, whatever. It's just too good of a thing for me to think the Bills could actually accomplish. And it's because we are the Bills. If I was living outside of market and I was just watching as a casual fan, I didn't have investments in the Bills. I'm like, yo, they legit. They can do it. They might. Wow. But living here and watching them for 41, watching them for 33 years or whatever case may be. No, that math doesn't work. Yeah, 34 years, we'll say. Just watching it and knowing what I've gone through and a disappointment and a heartache when you're like, this wasn't supposed to happen. We were supposed to do this and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because everybody's playing, other teams there. This is not the Washington Generals versus the Harlem Globetrotters. This is just everybody is trying to win. And at some point there might be this one advantage that they have against us. There might be this one thing they have. Oh yeah, you forgot Milano's hurt again. You saw that, right? Peck again. So they asked Sean about it. There's no timetable. So what do we do there? Yeah. Buffalo Joe. I mean, how confident are we there? Because Dorian Strong isn't Milano. Dorian Strong. Williams? Dorian Williams. Dorian Strong can do it. No. But wouldn't this be a kick in the shin? Zion Logue played good yesterday, right?
Yeah.
We put him back on practice squad, bring on Jordan Phillips. That'd be so Billsy to do.
Why would they do that?
Because I mean, it'd be Billsy to me.
Well, okay. So the thing we saw them do last year was bring up players other than Zion Logue when you were screaming for Zion Logue. And now here we are in a situation where they're bringing up Zion Logue and you're scared that they won't.
Yeah. Because he's there.
You're not burned at all.
He did the figure way. I'm like, he's done. He's freaking done. But no, I mean, like I said, it's not negativity spin. I don't care if you want to spin it that way or not. That's why your name is Spin. You think I'm stupid? But it's more so, what is the history? What have we seen that transcends coaches? It's not just McDermott. It's the culture of coaches. How about that? The culture of the coaches we've had who do the same kind of thing. And what's one thing, and you're gonna like this because I always like make faces when you say it, but what's the one thing that McDermott has and none of the other ones had? Say it. Go ahead. Do your thing. You know it. Josh Allen. The one thing that no other coaches had, Josh Allen. With Josh Allen, we've had better rosters constructed, but we've always missed. Who's the quarterback though? Remember that? Anybody that listens to 550? Who's the quarterback though? That unlocks everything. Whether it's a scrambler like Josh, whether it's a pocket maven like I don't know. This offense would have been great with like a Chad Pennington. Would have been great with that kind of quarterback, a noodle arm, but accurate. I mean, oh, did you know this? I did research. What did everybody say last year? We needed what? In wide receivers, we needed them to do what? Starts with an S. Separate. You know who our top separator is this year?
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore. You know who number 2 is?
Josh Palmer.
Keon Coleman.
Really?
Keon Coleman is number 2. Josh Palmer is the worst separator on the team right now in wide receivers. Wow. Josh Palmer has the same separation numbers as Keon did last year. 2.1 yards a target. Or not target. 2 yards, 1 yard a route run. Keon Coleman 3.4 yards, which would put him tied with Khalil Shakir right now, actually, which last year was our best route runner. And Keon Coleman, if you guys say he doesn't run a lot of routes, he's the leading target getter among wide receivers on this team right now.
Almost like they're trying to build him into a number 1 receiver.
Keon Coleman is never going to be a route maven. I can tell you what I saw yesterday. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you saw him run that comeback.
Yeah, I'm like, that wasn't crisp. Yeah. But you know what? The push off, it was a push off. But guess what? I don't care.
Yeah,
because he's a second year man. Guess what? Year 3, they ain't gonna see that because he's gonna figure out how to do it the right way. Right. Everybody pushes off. Everybody does what Cole Bishop did. That slide that he hit Justin Fields was a flag 100% of the time, not because it's malicious or penalty. I think they should get rid of the penalty. Hit the sucker.
Yeah.
But by the letter of law, how many times have you seen that be flagged? We didn't get the flag. Good. Aaron Glenn was up in realms, which he should have been because he's seen that be flagged a million times, whether or not you agree with it. And we've all, as Buffalo fans, we've always screamed, "That's not what was he supposed to do?" We finally got it. So I mean, go ahead.
If you watch Devontae Adams run routes, it's not crisp. You know what I'm saying? A lot of what he does is being physical with guys. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility to have a guy like Keon be a number 1 and just play physical and run physical routes because like that's a thing. You can run physical routes as a big body receiver and force guys to be out of position leverage wise, right? Because there's like the difference between getting separation with physical leverage or body positioning and getting separation yardage wise, there is no difference. It's the same thing from the standpoint of getting the ball, of getting targets, of being able to make plays. There is no statistic that says if you don't get so many, 2 yards of separation that you're guaranteed to get the ball more. That's not the case. Right. Again, guys like Devontae Adams get the ball all the time and they don't have very many yards of separation. Right. A lot of his plays in early in his career, back shoulder throws from Aaron Rodgers, jump balls over guys, big physical receiver, let him play big. Right. So again, Keon Coleman is on his way up. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy that he's getting the most targets on the team. Give me more.
For sure.
Keep
going.
Yep.
And like I said in offseason, I said a million times, Keon Coleman is going to be the guy when plays break down at the Bills are like, yes. Josh, like, where's Keon? Where's Zero? Where's Agent Zero? We need to come up with a name for this guy because he's going to be here doing things for a while. This is not a fluke. I think, who was it? Kind of the Dissident said, I also thought we overpaid Samuel. Somebody else said it. He said, I defended Coleman after his rookie season, but to be honest, I really didn't like the Palmer signing. I thought we overpaid him for his pass production. Okay. But I think go ahead.
He's not looking bad.
No. He's not bad. He's not bad, but I think it's a catch-22 because could you have drafted somebody probably that does what he does?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. But would they play him? No. They got to have somebody that's done it before.
Right.
So you can find somebody else to do what he does, but they just felt more comfortable seeing somebody that did it in the pros. And that's their prerogative. That's their prerogative. And it's not a bad signing. We've had bad signings.
Right.
Ogunjobi.
we still waiting on that one to show up.
Still waiting. Well, we got 4 more weeks before he can even practice. But and I think the way the construct of the team is it's bad octaves for Bosa. Because if you didn't have Rousseau, who you just re-signed, if you didn't have Hoyt, who you had signed previous, you know, those guys that you have at that position that do what he's supposed to be able to do. Epinesa, people forget about him. He's actually a left end too. He's the least athletic one out of both, out of all three of them. Rousseau was the most athletic. And I think Bosa is kind of the technician, the one that knows the leverages and how to do the nuanced stuff. But on both sides, you flank him with an athlete and a power horse that lost way too much. He went on Ozempic or something, I think. I don't know. Because I didn't realize he was 6'5", 275 at his combine.
Who is this?
Epinesa.
He
was 6'5", 275. Yeah. He ran a 5.04. So in that first year, he went down to 2. Yeah. He went down. It's very slow. But see, that tells you he should have kept the weight on, because I'd rather have a heavier dude that's 504 than have a 255-pound dude who is dropping like the Dow Jones. And you're like, well, he's still not fast, but now he has no weight behind him.
Yeah.
What do we do with him? That's why it's like, what is this guy?
Right.
You know, so that was a foul ball by our draft guys. And when they let him lose all that weight, they told him to lose some weight, but he lost way too much.
Yeah. Can we get to the point where we're willing to admit that our offensive line is benefiting really from the strength of the right side heavily? I mean, almost in the same way that Sean McDermott benefits from having Josh Allen on his team, right? When I watched 91 just waltz, like he literally was like on his tippy toes waltzing past Connor McGovern and Edwards.
Yeah.
I mean, untouched, basically.
Yeah.
You saw the ball snap, and he waltzed through Edwards and Dawkins, right? Because on this particular play, I think it was 5:10 left in the first quarter, right? 91 just starts running and kind of, you know, slants in towards Edwards. But Edwards is more focused on helping with Quinnen Williams at the time. So Edwards has like one arm out. He's got like one arm out like this, as if to like, if somebody touches this arm, then I'll engage him, right? But by the time that he gets back into his anchor, 91 is already past that. Dawkins is waiting for I think it was Dawson Knox that was blocking Will McDonald at the time.
Okay.
But Dawson Knox is doing such a good job of blocking Will McDonald that Dawkins didn't need to do anything. Right? So if either one of those guys were reading their keys right, they would have picked up the play and picked up 91, and Josh would have had time to throw that touchdown pass that he ended up missing because there was a guy in his face.
Yeah, Jawan Briggs is 91, 6'2", 297. He was a 7th-round draft pick in the 2024 draft. Yeah, so I mean, I would have to defer to like John Fina or Jerry Ostrowski for exactly what the hell is going on there. But you're right. You know, and there were instances where guys got beat clean. And I forget who asked earlier in the Discord, they asked me, you know, what did I think about McGovern and Edwards? And I said, I would be done with them.
Both of them.
I'm done with it.
Yeah.
But see, I don't think that being in McDermott will do it, because there's a familiarity with their concepts. So you have to keep one or the other. I think McGovern is going because McGovern spoke out about he needs to be paid what he's owed.
Yeah, he's not going to get the money.
He hasn't shown anything to get what he's asking for. But Edwards is going to be that guy who's been on 1-year contracts, this, second, third. I would just go with SVP and my boy Alec Anderson. Those would be the two. I'd be like, you know what, whatever. You guys fight it out for guard. If we got to draft somebody to offset, we offset. But we're going to draft anyway.
Yeah. I would still draft a guard.
I'd draft anyway. Maybe a backup center guard. You know, but yeah, those guys have to figure out what they want to do with Cromer's system, because, you know, Torrance got lambasted on that Cook run that went nowhere. It went backwards because I forget who it was. It pushed him backwards in the Cook, knocked him back about 4 yards, and then Josh is like running a pick play where he forgot he's supposed to pick somebody in front of him, not James Cook. So it just was a comedy of errors. But But it all started with that interior line just got pushed backwards, and at 340 pounds, those lines, that can't happen.
Yeah,
you got to be ready for that. That can't happen. Spencer Brown played pretty well. But yeah, the interior is going to be the cause of a lot of headaches for me this year.
Yeah. Demetrius, I get what you're saying. Cook had 100+ yards. One of the things that we like to do on the show is make sure that we're covering all the context. When I went back and watched the game last night, I replayed this specific play several times to make sure that I was seeing what I was seeing.
Which play was it?
This play with 5:10 left in the first quarter.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Okay. I thought you were talking about the touchdown. I was like,
oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I watched that a couple times.
I mean, that's just because of entertainment. I wouldn't even I wasn't trying to learn nothing. I was like, look at him go.
But even on a play like that, like McGovern and Edwards were basically on the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the tackle that Cook broke was McGovern's guy.
Yeah.
So, my purpose in bringing these things up is not to bang on these guys. I've actually tried very hard to be as positive as possible today during this episode. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering why. It's because, I'm trying to be as objective both ways. I don't want our message, which is supposed to be objective, and the purpose of the show, which is to be objective, come across as, well, you're only objective when it comes to being negative about the
I'm certain it's negativity.
That's right. So look, it was a 27-point win against a bad team. The defensive game plan worked really well against a quarterback that is probably not going to be there after his 2-year contract. And that's what you do to bad teams.
Yeah. I mean, there's okay, Demetrius, I think it's not fair if these guys, if we're not talking about having to re-sign people next year. We're not talking about replacing people under contract, but these two are going to be, they're going to be free agents. That McGovern already told you, I want fair market value for a starting center. He doesn't want to make $7 million. He wants to make 10, 11, 12 million to be a starting center. Is that, Demetrius, with the money we don't have next year, where are we supposed to pull this money from? And what has he done to say, you know what, to get you, we're willing to get rid of this person or that guy or whatever the case may be? What has he done in your eyes? And this is not me to rebut with you. I really want to know, what is it he's done in your eyes that says, okay. Because as they said, even on the 40-yard run, 50-yard run, whatever it was that Cook had, it was McGovern's guy, and Cook made the play. And Josh Allen made the play on the scramble, the 40-yard scramble. So yeah, he ran for 130 yards, but like I said, that the vision on him to find holes where holes are not supposed to be and to get to the hole is what makes Cook the $12 million man that he is, as opposed to Van Pran did get some snaps late. I was hoping he was. I saw him on the sideline. So hopefully, we have instances where we can get him in even more. Laura said you're doing great with your positive. Oh yeah, she said thank you. But yeah, no, I think. Let's see. Laura says I'm curious if JA-17 will fight for McGovern. I don't know how much he can do. He will. I'm sure he will. He likes pizza. I think he likes brick oven pizza, and McGovern makes a meal. When I heard, but you have to figure out what are you going to give up in this case to get this, and is McGovern worth getting this at what cost is what I'm getting at. And we know Edwards at guard that's replaceable. He's replaceable. Yeah,
100%. I mean, as it stands right now, next year for 2026, the Bills are $6 million in the hole. Right. So it's going to be tough. I mean, the only thing that they're going to have going for them next year is Curtis Samuel. They can pretty much drop him immediately.
Yep.
Right. Ed Oliver, they might work something out with him, restructure his contract or extend him, especially if he continues to play the way he's playing this season. That'll open up some money. Matt Milano is going to be in his void year next year, which is it's only going to count for about $11 million. But again, having that money off the books will help.
They can restructure Josh. Man, if they do that again, I mean, they could, because he's going to be billed for life. But good God,
I mean, his cat. Well, so it looks like they already have.
They did this year.
Because Yeah, his base salary next year is 16.5 million.
Yeah, they could bring that down again.
And his signing for next year is 31 million.
Mm-hmm. They could bring it down again. He'd be like a $90 million cap hit in 2028, though.
Right. And then he's got some options that bring him up north of $7.6 million there too. Yeah, so that's just his contract. But I mean, you can restructure Dawkins. That'll be available next year to you. So I mean, there's a few moves they can make, but again, I think the point of what we've been trying to say is if you play your rookies and trust the young guys, you won't have to do all of these gymnastics with the salary cap. Like that's probably that face. I think that's the issue here is it you know what? I think I got a chance to bring this up yesterday on Tommy's show during the pregame. But did you see the press conference Friday that Sean McDermott was doing?
I'm not doing it. When we first started the show, I was all about press. They're like, wait, nothing they're saying is actually happening. Forget it.
So the press conference from Friday, Sean was asked a question, and he basically gives his definition of what leadership does. And I'm paraphrasing when I say this, but he was basically saying that leadership is supposed to adapt to the environment that it's in, and it's supposed to take all things into consideration. And like the essence of what he was saying was, leadership does what it takes to make a situation work. Right. And when he said that, I said, it's very funny how those words are coming out of his mouth, but yet Stefon Diggs had to go. We couldn't make that work, right? You couldn't bring a guy like OBJ in because the personality conflicts. You didn't want to sign some of the better pass rushers. You didn't trade for a Trey Hendrickson, not because of the cap situation, because he was available last year for a trade and you didn't want to do that, right? You knew at the end of last year that Von was going to be gone. You knew going into this offseason before free agency that you could have called the Bengals and seen what was going on with Trey Hendrickson. You didn't want to do that. Why? Personality differences, right? Sean McDermott has consistently gotten rid of everybody that questions what he was doing. And the only person that he did not publicly get rid of that questioned what he was doing was Frazier. Frazier questioned what he was doing quietly behind the scenes and then decided to step away himself because he saw the writing on the wall. And the writing on the wall, for those of you that don't know, is the reason Al Holcomb was here was to serve as a senior defensive assistant. From my understanding and what I was told, what that means is usually the offensive assistants are responsible for getting all of the same information that the defensive coordinator has, and then going back and having meetings with Sean McDermott and basically relaying all that information to Sean McDermott.
You want to cover what CD said?
What did he say?
He said, 100% agree with OBJ and Hopkins, but Bean tried everything he could to keep Diggs, and he just didn't want to be here anymore.
No, that's not the case. So the issue with Stefon Diggs, and I'm connected to people that are connected to Diggs. What the issue was there was Diggs had an issue with the offense. The offensive scheme in Diggs's mind was not going to produce what was necessary to win a Super Bowl. And at that time, we were fresh off of 13 seconds. That's really where it started to go downhill from there because that's really where it started to go downhill from what I understand. The offense remained the same for the next 2 years after that. But once you started getting into the 12 personnel stuff, that's where Diggs kind of drew the line. And that concern was brought to, who did he bring it to first? I think he brought it to the offensive coordinator first. Offensive coordinator wasn't trying to hear him. And I guess I can't fault the offensive coordinator. I'm forgetting his name. Dorsey.
Yeah.
I can't fault Dorsey because Dorsey is just trying to do what Sean is telling him, right? But then Diggs goes and takes that to not just Sean, but he takes it to Bean as well, right? And in that meet, that was the meeting where he He was allowed to leave the building because him and Sean got into a disagreement there, and he was allowed to. He was excused, right? And that's when Sean came out. Oh, I don't know where he is.
I'm very concerned.
Right, I'm very concerned. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know. Like, so again, all of this comes down to Diggs's disagreement over the focus of the offense or the changes in the offensive scheme. The part where he leaves is him being shown the door. He didn't ask for that. He wanted to stay. He felt like this was the best chance for him to get to a Super Bowl, was playing with Josh. And I think we've seen it has been. So this is not a scenario where I'm gonna allow Diggs to be painted in any, as any kind of a villain that, wanted to get out of here. Yeah, this ain't the drought no more.
Yeah, he said he kept trashing Josh on social media. I don't know how he kept. I didn't see it. I didn't see.
When did he show me one thing where he trashed Josh in social media?
I can't do it. I mean, he put eyeballs on something one time, and that's about it. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't come up with any issue where he kept. I mean, you're talking about when you say kept. When you say he forced his way out, you're talking about AB84. You're talking about
exactly
Tyreek Hill. You're not. Diggs did none of that. I didn't see any of that at all. So I mean, sure, if you know Josh Allen and Josh Allen knows what was going on in Diggs' mind, that's fine. But I'm inclined because I don't know the stories and I don't know the people, but I do know that the people know the people that know the people. So I'm inclined to listen to people that talk to Diggs and not so much Josh. And if your quarterback is worried about what people are saying about on social media when he says he doesn't even look at social media, I don't know what to tell you. That I don't know what to tell you.
We about to get into an argument about Steph Diggs, who ain't been here in over a year.
No, we're not, because we're done with that. Some people said Cook wasn't worth the money. Exactly. And I called out those podcasts earlier in the show. So guys, don't think I forgot. Yeah. On your shows, Tommy, not you, if you're still here, make sure you say 40 Keys said it. He was right.
Mm-hmm.
Should have paid him. And everybody in the national media, this is the best player in the offense, not named Josh Allen. This is it. He's him. Yeah. Let him cook.
Listen, I'll say this about the Diggs thing, and then I'll leave this alone because we still got a bunch of stuff to get to.
We do.
Show me proof that Diggs is a diva. Show me one thing that he did here in Buffalo that makes him a diva. One thing. I mean, I can't expose my sources to you. I can only tell you what was told to me. I've already shown you proof with our report of Maxwell Hairston's injury that I do have people that tell me things about the team. I was the first person to report that before Adam Schefter, before Ian Rappaport, before everybody. I was the first person to report Max Hairston's injury on Twitter.
This is true, and you caught flack for it, and then you sat back, you're like,
right.
Who said what now? Yeah, I mean, it did happen. This took place. So, like I said, I am inclined to listen to that when it comes out. When things like that have been proven, and I have heard things behind the scenes in confidence, and I'm like, it really happened. So, I mean, we've talked. You told me things. I'm like, he ain't to play with. Okay, I got you. He didn't play with. That's what. Okay, yeah, that's what he said. You sure? Yeah, when they said, what they say? They said the offense will be better without Diggs or something like that. He said, you sure? He did say that.
How is that being a diva?
That's not him coming at Josh. That's just him saying, you sure?
I don't, okay.
That's him, if anything, coming at Keon and coming at whoever else was a wide receiver at the time, Shakir and them.
Right. Look, Cognitive, you want to come on the show live? We can talk about it. That sideline antics? Len, what are you talking about, bro?
This?
Right. Like that's it?
Wait. You mean when Damar Hamlin was getting defibrillated and he was on the sideline willing the guys? Is that the sideline antics? Right. You mean when he went to the hospital for a brother?
And was the only one there?
When nobody else was there. Yeah, sideline antic. When he's the one that's telling people, yo, keep doing this, do that, do this, do that. He can't have emotion. Got it. Anyway,
Cognitive, are you one of those people that was saying Cook shouldn't get paid too? It feels like it. The way you come in. Matter of fact, are you one of those people that wanted Marshawn Lynch out of here? It feels like you might be one of those people. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody directly. I'm simply saying if we're thinking objectively about our points of view and we're not willing to entertain the words of the other side and think maybe there might be some validity to it, especially if this person is saying that they have sources connected to the actual person. The actual person. That's the part I don't get.
Yeah, I mean, Walter said, I don't understand people's logic. Everybody hates Davis and says he was a straight trash, but those same people took issue with forcing Diggs the ball. I mean, it's like, what do you want? You know, like,
right.
Well, okay, I'm gonna take a page out of my man Brandon Bean's book. What are we bitching about?
Yep.
What are you talking? What are we talking about?
I mean, at the end of the day, when the Bills were when Josh Allen was throwing the ball to him, 10 times a game, nobody had an issue with that in 2020 and 2020, or I'm sorry, 2021 and 2022.
It's like, Diggs is open. We said,
right.
Throw the ball.
Give him the ball. I feed him. I don't care who else is on the team. Right. Feed him the damn ball. We had no problem saying that, but now all of a sudden, because the offense changes and our best player has an issue with that. He was our best player before Josh became Josh.
He was.
Like, nobody wants to talk about that, though. Nobody wants to talk about how having a great receiver like that helped Josh learn what it takes to win games.
It got him swag. It got him, it turned Josh, his whole psyche. I think, and this is people are gonna follow, they're gonna hate me for this. I don't care. I think his presence allowed Josh to develop some swagger. I think his presence with the handshakes, all that stuff. I think, this thing right here.
Mm-hmm.
That was him. I love you, Josh. That was him. That he helped the culture.
Right.
Everybody saw him doing it. Guess what happened?
Yep.
The same way Matt Collins started walking around with no shoes on. Guess what they're still doing? No shoes. These guys come in even for an hour, a minute, a second. They put an imprint on this team. And for that, what are we talking about? We're talking about, where's the Diggs meter? Where's he falling the meter of Choir Boy and then AB84? Is he at AB84?
No.
He's in the middle. Is he regular?
Did he take his jersey off during the game like Antonio Brown did? No. Again, where are you getting this from that he wanted out? Like, tell me for real. Because
Albert had me laughing.
Oh.
He said, not in Buffalo. That boat video was crazy.
Cognitive says, he put the quote in here. Does Josh benefit from a top tier receiver? Yes. Is he essential to Josh's success? No. Diggs, you sure? Again, context is everything, and you're missing all of it. The context of that particular discussion in the moment is, to this point, does Josh owe some of his success, or you can even say all at that point? Does Josh owe all his success to having a number one receiver that he can get the ball to in every single game, no matter what? Think about what it would have looked like if he hadn't. Oh, we don't have to do that. I can point you to the 2019 season. Do we think that Josh Allen would have progressed into this one if he had to go with no number one receiver the entire time? If he had to throw to the Duke Williamses of the world for the next 5 to 6 years, do we honestly think that he would have ended up the same? For those of you people that say yes, you're out of your freaking minds. You're out of your minds. There's no proof that has ever shown where a guy has no number one target and becomes Tom Brady. Tom Brady had Gronk. He had Edelman. Before that, he had Wes Welker.
Amendola.
Exactly.
Randy Moss.
He's always had a number one target. So name me one quarterback that has ever had any kind of success without a number one guy. Peyton Manning had freaking Marvin Harrison. And then he got a number two. I forget the guy's name now. It was just on the tip of my tongue. Please, context is everything. We're making this out to be Diggs is this guy who thinks he's better than everybody on the team and criticizing everybody. Show me where. This "you sure" comment is completely taken out of context. To ask the question of whether or not Josh's success is, having a number one receiver is essential to Josh's success. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the history.
I mean, let's put it like this. Has Josh ever had a statistical season like he did with Diggs since Diggs left?
No,
not even close. I mean, and people can say because it's the offensive coordinators, because it's the scheme, whatever. I'm talking about Diggs and the offense, but the offense was never the problem when we lose in the playoffs.
It's the defense.
Yep.
It's the defense.
Yep.
And that's the thing that really bothered me the most when people were talking about Diggs. Oh, well, that pass in the playoffs. If the defense was doing what they were supposed to do, we wouldn't need to be throwing those kind of balls at the end of the game. That was desperation, is what that was. That wasn't we planned on calling that. Right. Sean McDermott never wants to throw the ball down the field. It is the lowest percentage play that you can have in a football game is the deep pass over I think it's over 30 yards, over 40 yards.
It's over deep is over 20.
Oh yeah. So
Josh is one of the worst in the league in deep ball throws, and that's statistically proven. That's not something I'm saying because he's a Josh hater. No, it's statistic. He is one of the worst deep ball throwers in the league.
Reggie Wayne, thank you, Carlos. Yeah, but it's just a coincidence he was traded right after. No, again, that was 2 years in the making. You got to know what's going on inside the building. What you get told out here is completely different from what goes on in the building. I've had a conversation with Keon Coleman about what happens in the building. I've had conversations with beat reporters that are in the building. I've had conversations with people that are in the building working there at the headquarters in One Bills Drive on a daily basis. It's night and day between what you hear and what I hear. And just because you're not hearing the same thing from mainstream media doesn't mean this information doesn't exist. And if that's your reality, if you're only going to pull from that, then you're always going to be fooled the rest of your life.
And I will add, somebody said Joe Flacco didn't have a number one. The year they won the Super Bowl, they had Anquan Bolden and Torrey Smith. Anquan Bolden was almost 1,000 yards. Torrey Smith was almost 900 yards. And that was the regular season. So yeah, it's not Stephon Diggs number one, but he still had guys he went to all the time.
Yep. And Kyle Univ is saying he knows somebody who knows Josh. This is way too much. Cool. Look, you can believe what you want to believe. There's two sides to every story. All I'm saying is I'm telling you what Diggs himself said. There's a lot of people that are putting words in Diggs' mouth that are unprovable. There's people that are putting Diggs in certain situations that he's never shown himself to be in the first place. And this is the reason this bothers me is because I've seen this happen through the drought too. This is a drought mentality. This is, well, screw you if you don't like us.
Marshawn Lynch.
Exactly. This is exactly what happened to Marshawn. This is why he left. He specifically said he got pulled over too much going to the games. Yep. Why is that?
Lynn said, chill out, your cortisol was high.
For real, they are. They are. I mean, but that's one of those triggers for me. You know what I mean? Like when I see people going in this direction, the trigger for me is they're being fooled. They're being fooled. They're being fooled. This is mainstream media at its best. This is Bill's propaganda at its best, fooling my people.
Yeah, and I mean, I take it even further. You know, this is a tale of two sides of the coin here. You have one guy who is a star player who wants to be, wants to be himself, creative license, if you will, Stephon Diggs. But then you have, a guy like Josh Allen who's all for the team, will do anything for the team, and we embrace him. Like you said, when you don't subscribe to the team, you can put everything you got out there on the field, and you're still going to get vilified. We've seen this, like you said, we've seen it a couple of times, a bunch of times. Even Marcel Darius, when he's a young guy, and people, after a couple of dumb things he did, like, he's not Buffalo. He doesn't represent us. That's crap. He's got to go. Whitner said dumb stuff. People hated him. Was he good? No, but this is the way we do things in Buffalo. If you're not for the team and you don't be quiet, where you don't put sound bites out there, and to a degree, it's almost like if I thought Josh had it in him, I really would say, man, he's going to unleash it one day. But I think Josh is too cool. He's too calm. He's too Bob Ross.
Yeah.
He's like, Bob Ross. I'm gonna go ahead and put a tree in this picture. You can put a tree in yours. If not, it's cool. I'm sure yours looks nice as well. And that's Josh. It's like you can piss him off, and he's like, you know what? Okay. Let me just go ahead and tell you a different way. Why am I yelling? I'm not yelling. This is me. I don't mean to be a mean guy to you. This is mean, and that's Josh. And that's the kind of thing that they need. And Kev said that's the Buffalo mentality. It's a small town Lancaster Joe types.
Lancaster Joe, that's right.
I mean, it's true, and I think that's what makes this great. It's not about we always people accuse us of just being negative, but what we do is we look at the comments. We read the comments. Even when you don't think we're reading it out loud, we're reading the comments, saying what you're saying. And we're going to touch on it somehow or some way. So it's not always just us. It's just us giving our feelings on what you're saying.
Yo, this part right here, whether Diggs is a diva or not, is ultimately irrelevant. My issue is, my issue is that he can't also be the excuse to never get it. You know, somebody called on the radio this morning, I think, or yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
No, this morning I think it was, and they were saying how you know he said getting a wide receiver one now would hurt the team, and he's glad that we don't have one because you can't double anybody.
Who said this?
A caller. And I was glad that Jeremy sorted this out because he corrected it. And Jeremy was right. Jeremy said, no, you can double whoever you want. Right. But when he said that, I'm like, come on, say the rest. Drive it home. Because really, realistically, where that point leads to is nobody needs to double either of these guys.
Yeah.
They don't need to double any of these guys at all. Right. The reason they get open is because nobody respects them enough to double them.
And that's the thing we saw, whether they got doubled or not in week one. Keon Coleman was unguardable one-on-one after a while.
Mm-hmm.
When you couldn't go to him, you had Khalil Shakir over the middle.
Yep.
You had James Cook go for 58. You had Kincaid looking like Kincaid of 2023.
Yeah.
So it was the perfect storm. This is the everybody eats. That's what I said. This is the everybody eats I want to see.
Exactly.
Not yesterday. I mean, yesterday we had, Cook had like 5 catches for like 8 yards. And I think the lead, Keon Coleman had 26 yards on 3 catches. Shakir had 1 catch. So that's everybody eats if that's what you want. But that's not what I want. I want them to double everybody. And, oh, snap, we don't have no men for Cook.
Exactly.
Oh, snap, where's Ty Johnson? We can't cover Ty Johnson. Oh, snap, we got to drop a lineman back now, so now Josh can take off. That's the stuff that's the everybody eats I want. I don't care if you get 1,000 yards. Number one receiver is not dedicated to being 1,000-yard receiver. Number 2 guy is not dedicated to it. It's what they bring to the table. Are you the first priority on my defense? That's what a receiver 1 is. The first priority of the defense. Receiver 2, the second priority. Receiver 3, that's the guy we got to slide up on, or whatever the case may be. But you got to build for matchups. And week 1 we did. Yesterday, I'm going to chalk it up to they didn't care about the Jets. They didn't play. They didn't care. It was a just don't get hurt.
Yep.
And
we got a game coming up Thursday. Just get out of here.
Yep. And Josh,
I was fine with that.
Well, Josh said our bag was way deeper than what we showed you yesterday.
Yeah.
Way deeper. And we put up 30 on them boys. And the boys knew it. They were like, man, we just concede. Can we concede, ref?
No. I still got to get paid for the whole game. I don't get paid if I don't complete the whole game, all 4 quarters.
Like, throw the damn towel, Rocky! Throw the towel!
Yeah. But I love that point. Steve says, just lose your voice defending your Trey Whites and Benfords like they are real elite players. They are still second rate. I said this about Benford's tackle for loss. That's an elite play, right? I mean, you normally our players are not great at one-on-one tackles, right? The stats will tell you that, right? But that was you get a running back like that. Or I'm sorry, not a running back. You get a speed guy like that down in the backfield. The angle you took was perfect. You gave him nowhere to go, and you got him down one-on-one. You didn't need no help.
Trey White did it too, yeah. Trey White did another side on Breece Hall.
Right.
And the thing about yesterday was I actually defended Benford after week 1 because I said they're playing man. He ain't good at man.
True.
I said, but let him go back to zone and see what happens. Look what he did. He looked like that guy again. They're like, oh, that's 47. Oh, 47 in the building. And
almost got that pick too.
He almost got the pick.
That would have been nice.
He laid out for it, and it's a moxie. They're McDermott. They credit on the broadcast about McDermott saying we had to practice hard because they didn't like what I saw. No, you didn't practice. You didn't have to do that. Change to the scheme that your defense can run.
Right.
The zone is what your defense does. You could have practiced like a cupcake and did what you did yesterday. Not because the Jets are that bad, they are, but your team is good enough to do what you did yesterday if you run a defense that you built. You built a zone, and you see it soft. So now we want to run man, we want to blitz because we have to, but you didn't build a team to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's on you. That's on one of you two, whichever one of you guys wants to take the blame. It reminds me of the episode, not episode, but the meme where there's like 3 dogs and the owner has a watermelon and they all know somebody did something. One of the dogs did something wrong. So the owner, he takes this machete and like fake chops at the watermelon. and the dogs get scared. So he turns it around. He chops the watermelon now. He cuts it. And you see the dogs. They're all like, all of them, the same dog. They're all like, see, that's being in McDermott. Like, you take the fault. Yeah, it's on you. So I mean, if you build it to do something, just let it do it.
Yeah,
exactly. You built it to be soft. When being soft, you got to build an identity.
Yep,
you got to. When we play the Dolphins next week, you ain't running a man against them. You better not. Because Tyree like, yeah. Why like, oh yeah. And Tua's like, oh, I got 2 seconds to throw the ball. Perfect.
Right.
I ain't got to figure that out. Just he's gonna be open.
Yep.
So that's I guess you call it multiple, but just do what you're really good at when you need to do that.
Yep. Lynn says, in my honest opinion, offense was a bit flat yesterday. Defense was a good feeling, nothing spectacular, but serviceable.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of why I'm more focused on, like, this is just what we were supposed to do against a bad team, and just kind of being proud of that, like not playing down to their level. You know what I'm saying? And did we play our best ball? No. If we had played our best, we probably scored 60 or 70 points on them easily. Right, especially in the second half, because they had given up halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
Right. But I just want to kind of go through the quarterbacks that we're going to play this season, and I want everybody to kind of just keep in mind with the defense that we saw on Sunday against the quarterbacks that we're going to play, it's probably going to look really good. The stats are probably going to say we're a top 5 defense. We need to make sure that we hold on to this understanding of what we saw in week 1 as being the thing that we are most likely to see in the playoffs, right? Do I want that to happen? Hell no. But that's what's most likely to happen in the playoffs. Okay. So here's the quarterbacks we're going to play against, just to kind of drive the point home of we can't lean on what we see during the regular season as, oh, this is a great defense. So the Saints, we're playing Spencer Rattler. We already know Tua is coming up on Thursday. We're playing Spencer Rattler. Great quarterback? No. Drake May. We got
that one intrigues me.
Drake May?
Drake May intrigues me.
Well, he's not throwing to his receivers yet. Like he's only getting maybe 5 targets to Stephon Diggs on a regular basis.
He still intrigues me. When he turns it on, he intrigues Josh Allen too. So I don't know, maybe not this game, but I was gonna say, when I mentioned that 25-6 record against the division, everybody, can we just kill this Jets number 2 team? They're not. They're not. It's the Patriots, I think, right now. And watching the game yesterday with Drake May and the old fogies, that is Mac Hollins, who had a touchdown yesterday. Man, I missed that fire. Like, it's just after he scored a touchdown, like it's something about the celebration. Like
did he take his shoes off?
Nah, not this time. he just gets like, he's just like mean amongst the crowd. It's just a moxie to him that I never knew he had. And now he has this swagger. It's like, wow. But then you got Diggs. You got Kayshon Boutte. I don't know if you saw the catch, but I've been calling for that dude forever. If he can keep his head on straight, he'd be nice. And whoever else they got, Ramondre Stevenson was running his butt off yesterday. And who was the other guy? Who's the running back they have? Omarion Hampton I think that's the one they have.
Omarion Hampton, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's not bad. But that team right there and that defense, they're interesting.
The Chargers is the team that I'm looking at is like, they might be a real problem. And I mean, surprisingly, bro, the Colts, man, the Colts.
Damn
that
Jones.
Run game.
Damn Jones. No, you're right.
I'm just saying.
And real quick, Ignis Rata means fire the coach, I believe.
Yes, it does. Fire the coach. It is. That's Latin. And
if it wasn't, we'd still believe you.
Okay, cool. So all right, so Spencer Rattler, Drake May, then we got Michael Penix coming up, and then after that, Bryce Young, Pat Mahomes, if you want it. Okay, cool. Then you got Tua again. Then you got Baker Mayfield here. I mean, we saw what they looked like playing here before. That was a very close game. That offense that year was not as good as this offense can be at running at all running on all cylinders. CJ Stroud, listen, since they fired Bobby Slowick, that offense has been dragging. It is not the same. It's not the same. They want to run the ball more, fine. You can have that. But what's the rest of your offense look like now? You're not tearing up the league like you were his first season. Your quarterback doesn't even look that good, right? So again, then you bring it to the Steelers. I mean, you can have whatever you want with the Aaron Rodgers argument. He's not going to do much in that game, period.
Nope. I'm trying to figure out how to get him off my fantasy team. Sorry, Roy.
Right. Week 1, you thought you had something, but this week is like, he's right back.
No, I think it auto drafted that one. I was like, I got Aaron Rodgers. Oh, this is bull crap. How do I change this? I can't. There's nobody there. Oh my God, I'm done.
Yeah. So after Aaron Rodgers, you got Jake Browning, Bengals. You got Drake May again. Then you got Joe Flacco. Then you get the Jalen Hurts. And I mean, look,
Joe Flacco might be Shedeur by then.
It might be. You're right. You're right. No, it might be. Well, Shedeur's third string right now.
I know, but that's a lot of time. Yeah. Dylan Gabriel's garbage. I think they're really trying to show this dude something. I don't know how Gabriel played like 8 years in college.
This is all for the benefit of Shedeur.
Dude, Gabriel played like 8 years in college. No lie, 7 or 8 years. You're not good. Just stop. Shedeur, you gotta bring it down some, and then you might get some game time.
Hey, my man Steve. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Says other than Josh Allen, Bills best, including McDermott and Bean, are third best or not even good enough when put on the best 3 teams each year. Ask every year who on the Bills would start. Let me make sure I'm reading this right.
Basically, he's saying that nobody on the team is good enough to be a starter on any other good team.
Oh yeah. Easily. I mean, and that's what's hard about that. What's hard about that is based on what these other teams are doing, the Bills players would not fit those schemes. And that's just from a football standpoint. That's not even from a talent and ability standpoint, right? That's just from a skill set just from a schematic standpoint. Like not a lot of teams are so heavily zoned that they need players like Christian Benford or Jalen Johnson. You know what I'm saying? And if we're looking at that and you're looking at the safeties, I think any GM who was allowed to be a GM separate from a head coach and kind of make the decisions and, give the coach the best possible players he can give them would look at a lot of these players and say, man, we need to upgrade some positions. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's really, again, Cole Bishop is given the safety job. Taylor Rapp is given the safety job. There's no other explanation. Brandon Beane is not looking at these guys and saying, man, I don't need to go anywhere else. No, that's Sean McDermott saying, these are the guys that I want.
Yeah.
Period.
If I believed it was Beane, I'd probably bash my brains in because anybody knows Bishop. Okay, I get that one. But why was Rapp written in concrete before the season even started?
Exactly.
Written in concrete before the draft even started. I mean, you're not talking about a guy who's making double-digit figures every year. You're not talking about a guy who's all pro, Pro Bowl consideration. You're talking about just another guy who you picked up who was serviceable the year before. When you had a heavy, I mean, Makuba's starting in Philly, I believe, and Xavier Watts is playing in I think Chicago, and obviously Malachi Starks is his name is being thrown out there in Baltimore, and he's got heavy competition over there. So you're starting over some good players, but we're talking about DeMar Hamlin. We're talking about whoever the old fogey is they bring in, not Jordan Poyer because he wasn't here yet. But
yeah.
But this is what we're doing. We're already writing people into things before they even earned it. And you say they got to earn everything. Everybody earns everything, but you're writing people in.
Mm-hmm.
Spin, that's not the point. You gotta listen, Spin. The point isn't that he was drafted before. I didn't say come to Buffalo. I'm just saying. These guys, these are safeties that the Bills should be looking at and saying, wow. And for that point, you're saying they couldn't trade up 4 spots to get him if they wanted him? I'll wait. Anybody get in here can tell me that the Bills couldn't trade up for Malachi Starks moving 4 spots up. We moved up for Kyrie Elam. We moved up for Dalton Kincaid.
Hell, the Eagles got Makuba.
The Eagles got my guy Makuba.
He got a pick yesterday. So
yeah.
And he had a great 4th down play too.
And Laura can tell you, I think I had a core meltdown when they played whoever it was. He had like 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and I screamed for this dude in the draft shows. I screamed for this dude before the draft shows, and I'm like, Taylor Rapp. Okay. And I think that's when you talk about the clip about the split safety role and those because it was about McCoven and Watts. I'm like, give me them. Do that. Do this.
Bro, Watts made a play. What game was that? What was I watching where Watts made a play? Was it who does Watts play for? What's his first name?
Xavier Watts. He plays for Atlanta.
Is it? Yeah, I think he made a play. Yeah, he made a play to close that game out against the Vikings.
That hurts my heart.
Oh no,
that hurts my heart.
Yeah, he made a play. He made a play to cap that game.
Is okay. So Spence says is Starks worth more than Hairston and Deion Walker. Let's see. Hairston isn't playing. He's getting routed by a 6th-round draft pick, and Deion Walker is what?
A rotational.
He's a 3rd string Ed Oliver. Yeah. He's not even a 1 take. Yes, he's worth more than them. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that 1,000%.
Yeah, I mean,
having a safety like that to make plays, man.
Yeah, it does. Honestly, it doesn't even matter what we have in Hairston. We could put Xavier Watts behind one of the other 19 safeties, cornerbacks we took Hancock. I mean, maybe he's going to be the guy that's like Xavier Watts. You didn't need him. You got Hancock. But when we see it, when are we going to see him? The year before his contract is up, and we're like, oh, want more of that when we can't afford it. What the freak, Bills?
You know what I'm realizing just now when the Bills won last week, and I came in here. You were excited at the win, and I think the roles are flipped now. Where like I'm like, cool, we did what we were supposed to do. This is something that is a little more repeatable because of the quarterbacks that we're going to play. I'm sitting here saying it's possible to go undefeated because of the competition that we got coming up and all the injuries that are happening around the NFL. And everybody wants me to just shit on the Jets. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shit on the Bills and like just talk whatever stuff I'm joking when I say that. Y'all don't actually want me to do that, but the hopium comments and stuff like that, right? When I was trying to tell people last week that what we saw in that win is not scalable, y'all wanted to just be excited over the win. And I think this is kind of where I'm at is I look at what can be talked about as a very bad performance by the Buffalo Bills, and let's be honest, this was probably like if we had done this against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, we lose. If we had done this against Zach Wilson and the Jets, we lose because they can at least get the ball to Wilson, right? Yeah. We got lucky with the fact that Fields is not one of those guys. Right. He could not get the ball to a receiver to save his life.
Oh God, he had no business out there. As Finn says, so then you agree if Hairston ends up being an all-pro caliber player by the end of the year, that Starks is more valuable than Hairston and Walker.
That will not happen. And I will bet my bottom dollar that will not happen. Hairston will not be an all-pro player by the end of the season. Do you know why? Because Hairston is not going to play enough to be an all-pro player by the end of the season.
Unless Trey White gets hurt, there's no way.
Right. And that again, we got to keep in mind, Sean McDermott was always planning on playing Trey White ahead of Hairston. Mm-hmm. The idea that this was a competition was to leave the door cracked for Hairston to come and bust it open with, oh my God, this dude is freaking unbelievable. We have to start him.
Right.
But Sean was never going to see that out of Hairston. Based on what I know from who Hairston has always been, from Little League all the way up, he's never been that guy to come and beat and be the best in every place that he's been. He doesn't process the game fast enough to be able to do that. So here, he's probably going to be better off studying behind Taron Johnson and becoming our new nickel corner. I'm laying that out there as what I think his best role is here, because as an outside guy that's going to be expected to play man against NFL level receivers, he's going to get beat.
You think he has the awareness for it?
I think the issue with him is the speed with which he processes the game. He doesn't, and Bean told us this, he doesn't play at 4.29. He plays more 4.3 than 4.2, right? That's a dead giveaway that you have a player that's not able to process the game fast enough. You can see it in college.
I mean, why do we think it is that one season he has 6 interceptions and the following season he didn't have an injury until the end of the season, but he doesn't have 6 picks? Like, and it's not because they weren't throwing at him. It's not. He played against better competition. That's what it really came down to. So again, this is a convergence of information of college tape, what I know about the guy himself, what I've been told as far as how his performance translates on the field. He's not going to come in here and be what Trey White was. He's not. He doesn't think the game the way Trey White does. He you know what? Hairston's peak from what I have heard and what I think based on what I'm hearing, I think his peak is probably going to be Levi Wallace. To be perfectly honest, he'll be in the right positions to make a play. He's not going to be allowed to just jump routes like that. No corner in our defensive scheme is,
right,
because they play bail, because they're always trying to keep everything in front of them. So the idea that he's going to come here and get 6 picks, there's a reason none of our guys get 6 picks. It's not because they can't, it's because they're coached not to take that chance. So we can't look at Hairston as this guy that's going to come in and be another Christian Benford.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Right. If anything, Dorian Strong is probably very close to being what Benford is in this defense now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
I mean, for him to come in and play the way he did in week 1, like, he's not far off.
Yeah.
But again, this is a defensive scheme that's designed to bring guys like that in to help them and not put them in a position to get taken advantage of. That's what the scheme does.
Yeah, I was excited when I saw Strong out there last week because it was a tall tale. You're going against too much stuff happening. I mean, there's an RPO base that they run out over there. You know, read and react. That's one thing you have to watch. Does Henry have the ball? Does Lamar have the ball? Then you got to watch out for Bateman. And you got to watch out for Flowers. You got to watch out for who's the third guy they have over there? The Hopkins. You got to watch out for all this stuff. And then, oh wait, they got a tight end too. Wow. Okay, there's a lot of stuff for. He said, I was nervous at first, but then I figured, you know, because I guess he said he came a Ravens fan, so he really looked up to them. And then, you know, now you're lined up against him your first game in the NFL with the 2-time MVP and Mr. 2000 back there, you know, and I just saw him dribble Cole Bishop's face off the turf. I see him running people over, and he goes over there, he makes that first tackle. It's like, Jack, I got hit. Now I'm good. You know, when he got that tackle on Henry on the far side, he locked in. And literally where we sat, I got to watch him the whole time.
Right. And
you can see what his thought process was. Even the play where he got broke, where he got beat. It was a pick play. He knew what he was supposed to do after he thought a little too long. But those are things you watch on film. But then the next week, which is yesterday, you want to go out there and say, now do that. Do it. Show me what you learned. And like they always say, you stack on top of stack on top of stack on top of stack. And that's how you become a cornerback. Unless you're talking about Trey White at 32 years old, signing another contract for 2-3 more years. That's what we're doing here. You know, right. Is it going to be the 2-year, 3-year guy, or is it going to be the rookie that we have on a cost control contract?
Exactly.
Because Trey White came in here, and if you tell him in the beginning, I'm sure he's going to Anquan Bolden. You want to pay me what to be a starter? How many games? At what age? And who am I guarding? Nah. Even Trey would say that. I want to be a Bill, but I'm ready to kind of pass the reins off and show him what I know. And that's the thing that they did that they like with Von Miller. You know, he said, early in my career, I ain't telling you jack. Right. I'm doing my own thing. But now I'll tell you what I know, you know, right. and when you got somebody like Elam, like Shine Fluid said, you know, I'm not even a whole comment, but Elam, who was to show him how to do things? He's never played zone. Where you bringing in these guys that can play zone? You know, Elam's like, I could do it. No, you can't. No, you showed us you can't do it, and we didn't bring anybody in to do it for you, to tell you how to do it.
Yep. And you wonder why Benford is giving information to Strong and not taking Hairston up under his wing. Like Trey White was giving Hairston, here, take him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right here, take him. And meanwhile, Strong is getting a real deal about how to exist in this defense. I wanted to make this point real quick, and then we can get out of here.
Well, I mean, I got time, but you can if you got to go, you got to go. But I got a little bit of time.
Okay.
All right. I don't have to work tonight.
Oh, damn.
Monday's off.
Really?
That's why I like Mondays. What? Mondays off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Then I'll just make this full point.
Your point.
So the idea of Benford, right? Because Walter said, he says, Benford wasn't projected to be Benford.
Nope.
That's true, but I think we have to keep this in mind. Benford was the new Levi Wallace when he first got here, right? Let's keep it a buck. Like, Benford was the new Levi Wallace. What competition did he have? Elam was putting his hands all over Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs was pissed off about it. Yeah. That made Elam look really bad. Therefore, we don't trust Elam. Well, who's left? Oh, we got this kid Benford that's not getting beat over there.
He's in the back like,
me?
Me?
Yeah, you want me? Right. But again, the idea that Benford has kind of stepped up to be this elite corner. I mean, you've already made the point a couple of times this season alone that he sucks in man coverage. You can't be elite if you can't do both, right? But here's the other part. When I'll just say it like this. Benford is Benford now because there was no Trey White. Think about what that means for a second. Like, let's just take a step back. Let's take a breath and let's think about that for a second. Benford is Benford because there is no Trey White here. There's nobody else here that's better than Benford.
Right.
That's why Benford is Benford, right? Levi Wallace would have been Benford if Trey White had aged out and just wasn't good anymore, injuries and all that kind of stuff, and all we had left was Levi Wallace. Right. Levi Wallace wasn't getting beat all like that. He was keeping the play in front of him. He had a few picks where he got in front of the play. So when you're talking about what the statistics in this defensive scheme will do for a corner, as long as they just play the defensive scheme with the utmost integrity, they're not going to get beat. They're not going to put up bad numbers. Yeah. Now, here's the other part to that. If Levi Wallace was here all by himself and all of the other guys that you had around him were DeMar Hamlin level, Taylor Rapp level, Dorian Williams level, friggin' old Rasul Douglas level, where nobody else can really cover, but you got Levi Wallace, who's the best of them all. Any team is going to come in here and say, we don't even really have to go at Levi. Everything else on this side of the field is available to us if we wanted. Mm-hmm. What's that going to do to Levi Wallace's numbers? Yep. Through the roof. Yep. That's exactly what happened to Benford.
Yep. And now he's getting paid like a big time boy. Yeah.
Right. And here we are talking about Dorian Strong coming in and looking very similar as a 6th round pick to who? Benford. Mm-hmm. Why? Because he didn't get beat. It was one bad read on a I think it was a stacked receiver set or a triplet set. And he just read it wrong, and the busted covers. Yeah.
No, what happened was it was a motion that got Bernard and Milano screwed up. So once Dorian Williams found out, he looked in the backfield for a second. Trey Flowers is gone, or Zay Flowers is gone, and when he recovered, he ran into into Bernard and Milano because they were covering the motion man.
So he kind of got picked off.
He got picked off. It was a pick play.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean then that just makes it even better. He didn't get beat at all. No. You know what I'm saying? Again, my main point in all this is context. We can't think of the guys on this team that we think are dogs, because I've heard other people say this. Well, we have our own dogs. Mm-hmm. We don't need nobody else's dog. No. The playoffs have shown you need other people's dogs. You need the Joey Bosa's of the world to come in here and be healthy all season long and maybe give you a little bit of an edge in the playoffs.
Yeah. Lynn said, let's not forget our very special player, Malin Spectator. You got to do this every time.
Every time, bro.
Hey, let's see. No, I think you're right about Strong and Benford. And this is where I have an issue with McDermott and Bean, because if you like the back five to do this, build the best back five at this that you can, cheapest as you can. Mm-hmm. Rapp is not very expensive. Benford is not expensive. Well, actually, he's not expensive for what he does. But then you got Trey White, who really didn't need to be. Dane Jackson, who has 1.7 million for what? You bring in the influx of older players that you don't even really need when you have what you're drafting, what you're picking up in house right already.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, if you're going to base your defense on a cover 3, cover 4, I think somebody said you should have drafted a guy from Alabama. Are you talking about Jahai Campbell, the linebacker? Whoever that was. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the name before I scrolled off my screen. But
who's that?
I'm not sure who was. Somebody said they should have taken the guy from Alabama, and I'm thinking you're talking about the linebacker, but I could be wrong. If you're talking about the linebacker, Jahai Campbell. Right there. Billy D. Billy D. Are you talking about Jahai Campbell or who from Alabama?
It has to be. It has to be
Campbell. Yeah. Or, I mean, you mean the safety, Malachi Moore, the safety out of Alabama is in New York right now. We just played him yesterday. But I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, this is a contradictory thing for me. You spend all this money on things that, hey, Lord, no work on money. You got that right. Just I was folding a half yesterday. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah.
But no, Tommy, I'm not comparing Hairston to Levi. I'm comparing Levi to Benford.
Yeah.
Both guys came in with no competition, and we can't even look at Elam as competition. He was taken off the board almost immediately because of his aggression.
Yeah. And somebody said, what they said, what they said, forget it.
Further up?
No, it's a long time. I was trying to remember what somebody said a while ago. But I can't. It has something to do with Hairston. But we don't know what we have in Hairston. You're right, but I don't think the Bills do either. I don't think they care. Yeah. I think for them, they were like, oh, next man up, good. And if Hairston doesn't get back and like tear the world on fire, he's never going to see the light of day, because Dorian Strong is now going to be the number 2. Trey White's number 1, obviously number in the cornerback 2 position. I'm talking about. So Oliver Brown. Who?
Spencer Brown.
Okay.
Tommy, you talking about Spencer Brown? I like this comment though from Walter, and this is a good point. He said, let's slow down with the where is it? Let's slow down with the strong hype. You know who else impressed in the first start? Dane Jackson against Hopkins as a rookie. Everybody thought he was the next one for a few. I did not.
Let me answer that, because what did Dane Jackson do after that game? He kept playing. He got more opportunities after that.
Oh, did he?
He started a couple games after that. So you're right. I can't slow down on the strong hype because I don't know what he is. Dane Jackson he rotated with Levi Wallace. They almost kind of put him on top of Levi.
Oh, that's right.
So
that's right.
Yeah. So I get your point, but the point with Strong is I don't know what he is. I saw him play well, like you just said. He played well in week 1, and then what? What happens then?
Yeah.
So now I want to read the next chapter, especially against a weak Jets team.
Yep.
Does he fall on his face? Do they do something he can't? Was it something that the Ravens did that he was good at? Good to play against, that the Jets are going to do some complete opposite where he can't play against him? Can he not play against a Garrett Wilson? We need to know these things.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about a Trey White. Yes, Trey White is Trey White. We know, we love him. Goalie Academy. We got it. I got it. Shreveport, Louisiana. Number 19 at LSU. I understand. But he's not 24 anymore. He's 31, 32. He's on a 1-year contract. We got to move on. So who do we move on to? Trey White's not the most durable player in the world. Who do we move on to?
Right.
So, I mean, are we going to call up Dane Jackson for familiarity when Dorian Strong's sitting right there because you don't know who he is after week 1? That's something they would do, and I don't want to do that. We know what Trey White is.
You know what? I think this is probably the best analogy I can give for this comment. Spin says, I prefer to just let the rookies develop, then judge them for what they are. You know what Sean and Bean do to us year after year? We get to the playoffs and we lose, and then we spend all offseason talking about what the Bills need in order to get over the hump. Right? We talk about that so much. What can the Bills do to get some help in here to get over the hump? Right? It's always about the help. It's always about getting over the hump. It's always about reaching that next level and getting to a Super Bowl. Right? Whatever we have now, I think people can. Let's put this into proper context. At the end of last season, I don't think anybody came out of the loss last season saying we're good. We don't need anything else. We just keep the same players that we have now and try again next season and we're fine. Nobody was saying that, right? So if we can all agree on that and acknowledge that. What does that mean? That means we do need help, right? Now, what the Bills front office has done this entire time throughout all these years, really, same thing every offseason, is we're that little kid that's so excited that it's Christmas, right? And we're a rich kid because we've been winning a lot. Dad's been winning a lot. You know what I'm saying? We've been winning a lot of games. So we got a lot of money. So I know I'm getting some really great gifts. And I'm super excited for this year in particular because, man, last year was a great one, but it was one present away from being the best Christmas ever, right? And I've been told that this season, the equivalent of we need blue chip players is we're going to get the best gift ever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we get to Christmas. I go to open my present, and it is the top of the line, I don't know, transformer. It's one of those transformers that you can talk to and it transforms on its own right there on the table, whatever. It's super cool, right? Except Dad tells me I can't take it out of the package. I can't actually play with it. I have to let it accrue value because it's a commodity. I got to put it up on the shelf and I got to save it for 30 years down the line when it's going to be worth $20,000 or whatever. If I just leave it on that shelf to never touch it, it's going to have way more value later if I just leave it there, right? And I think we're all sitting here like, well, you told me that you were going to give me the best gift ever, and you did, and now I can't use it.
Yeah.
It like that's what we've been going through year after year after year. It's been we need blue chip players. We need pass rusher. We need pass rusher. We need pass catcher, and we don't get a pass catcher. All these different ways that you've told us you're going to solve the problem, and then when you get somebody in here that looks like they can solve the problem, you don't actually let them come in and solve the problem immediately. You tell us we got to be patient. We got to let them develop.
Yeah, I got one for you. You're talking about the Christmas toys and trucks. What about school sneakers? Did you get the Jordans,
bro?
But you can't wear them outside. You got to wear the Pickways.
Yes.
Leave the Jordans in the box.
Exactly,
the Pickways got to come in. You gonna wear those to school? You gonna wear those to play? You gonna wear those to church? You gonna go take the toothbrush to them and clean them off or make them real nice? But they're still Pickway. If you guys don't know what Pickway is, I don't know how far that reached, but it was pretty bad. It was worse than Payless.
Yeah, I was gonna say Payless is probably the closest thing to it.
Payless is a step up above Pickway. If you went to Payless, you were still getting clowned, but not as bad. Because at least your shoes had a logo on them of some sort.
Right.
But yeah, I think I'm scared to say this, but I want to say we agree when he said he wants to let the youth develop and then we can evaluate. Mm-hmm. Do you mean play and develop, or do you mean develop on the back end and then later on?
I don't even think it matters though. What's your point on that? Because to me, it doesn't matter.
For me, it matters because while they're getting their development, we get to see where we are with them. With Elam, we let Elam ruminate for 4 years.
Yes.
And then you're like, that wasn't it. We should have. We don't want that.
Oh, he said play and develop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. So that what I'm saying. We developed Elam for what? For Dallas,
right?
I want to play. I want to see. I want to see if you're making progress. See, that's my thing with Strong. Did you make progress from week 1 to week 2? Are you going to make progress on a short week?
See, this is the point. McJoke not going to let it happen. That's the point.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Laura, I know you like your Jordans. I get it, but and
I do too.
And the thing is, you do. You definitely do. If somebody likes Jordans, this guy likes Jordans. I'm sitting here between you and Mac. I'm like, what the hell is going on with these shoes? Where is the money coming from? Because I am wearing Pumas from Famous Footwear, and I'm happy about my Pumas too. I don't care. Damn it, I'm proud of my Pumas. But no, it's I'm gonna say McDermott here. I almost said McJoke by mistake, but McDermott here, it's a fear level. It's a comfort level and a fear level, and I get it, but then I don't. I understand the human nature of needing to be secure. When you play Madden or whatever, well, maybe not you, but for me, there are certain routes that I'm not going to pick based on I know I can't make that play. Like a deep out. I can't make that or deep comeback towards the side. I can't make that throw.
Oh, I love that play.
I can do the end comebacks, but not the out comebacks.
So I like the outs better.
I can't make that. I get picked off every time. So I'm like, I love this play.
Really?
Can't make the play. Not picking it.
It's all timing. It's all timing.
Evidently, I have none, I guess. So, but that's the thing. Like with McDermott, it's like, okay, I like this, but I don't feel comfortable that we can execute it. I don't feel a comfort level with the team doing this. So I'm not going to do it. Even if, but see, I think somebody said, I think Tommy said in here that people they still hate on Keon, say he's not good, this and third. They're going to hate on the rookies when you don't really know when they flourish, what they're going to flourish. Are they going to develop into a dud? Or are they going to freaking blow up? We don't know because they don't play them.
Exactly.
And that's the gotcha. Why do we always have to know what somebody is when they come in, but then they say we don't know what we have in this guy?
You know what? And the prime example for that is Josh Allen himself. I mean, it was the preseason against the Browns where I text you like, and you were so unimpressed. I remember watching that game and texting you like, yo, Josh got the it factor. He got that clutch factor. And you was so ho-hum. Right. You was just like,
we'll see.
Right. So it's like, to me, that's the part that I think matters the most here is that when we say these players need to play, there are certain qualities that you can see in their game that give you that hope to say, man, if he could just bring that out a little bit more and get rid of those bad habits, he'll be fine. I think we said the same thing about Trey White. He may not be that fast, but he reads offenses well. He reads routes well. He's able to stay in the play because of the way he thinks the game. Deion Dawkins, because of his athleticism and his ability to play with proper bend and move around so well at that weight and that height, he'll be okay at left tackle. He may not be elite, but he'll be fine at left tackle, a lot like Cordy Glenn was.
Yeah, Kev, I'll tell you, he said, fellas, this scheme has been existing. Listen, okay, this is where I turn into Sal Capaccio. I get it. I hear you. Okay, listen. I'm telling you what the Bills are doing, not what I think. Because I would have told you Mike Green was the move. I told you James Pierce, bendy edge rusher. I told you these go get it cornerbacks. I told you Malachi freaking Starks, Xavier Watts, Andrew Makuba. I told you those are the move.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any of that here. So,
and we're seeing all of them do well.
Now, see, I'm not committing you, but what I'm saying is we don't have any of that stuff. And I have to sit here and say, you know what, this is still my defense because this is what they're doing. If I like the Bills, this is what they're doing. Yeah. I don't approve of the personnel that they put out there half the time. I don't approve of the scheme, but what am I going to do? What can I do? I think Zion Loke should be on an active 53-man roster. I think Ogunjobi shouldn't even be a thought right now.
Yep.
I don't know why Jordan Phillips is here right now. I think Zion. I think you should have figured out something to do with somebody else. But Logue is definitely somebody you need to have on the field when Daquan Jones out there. And they decided they didn't want to do that last week, and they paid in dividends. Right. It paid the Ravens in dividends that we didn't have anybody could stop the run. 96, 98, 91. Well, no, screw that. 91 was good. 96 and 98. You guys got to go back to the factory against an NFL run offense.
Yeah.
Because what we saw last week is not going to win us anything when it comes down to the come down. And they're not really getting pressure either. It's the hint that they might possibly one day be able to get it, but they're not getting it. So what McDermott and Beal say, you know what? Let's go scout the waiver wire. Mm-hmm. Let's see what's out there. When you already have stuff on the Elianku, anybody heard of him?
No.
What's he doing? I wonder if he's going to come back again. I mean, this is what they do. And so for Kev's point, this is the point where I'm being objective to what they're doing. I'm thinking about what they're doing. And I think I'm not sure if Hairston's a starter. I'm not sure if he's a starter. I'm not sure if Strong's any good. I'm not sure if Hancock is going to be any good. These are the things that I'm not sure of, but these are the things I want to know. And I think about it like this. If Trey White goes down and Dorian Strong had to play, wouldn't you want to see how he reacts to a short week of preparation going from the Jets to the Dolphins? I would love to see how he prepares in a short week. I would love to see how he can absorb a new game plan in 2 days. I would love to see the grind of a young kid that's not studying in school and being a scholar athlete, but now he's got to do this full time.
Right.
He's only way he's going to see the field is if Trey White gets hurt, Benford gets hurt, or we have a blowout. That's the only way. I want to see how he looks against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I want to see this because we know he's not that fast. We know he's a man guy. We don't know what he can do in our system against real talent in that regard. And in that regard, I mean short weeks, big game after big game.
Yeah. Couple of comments I wanted to get to here. John, what's going on? Says when McDermott speaks, I can hear fear in his voice. Strong is a starter, but McD will never give Kid a shot.
Nope.
I study that kind of stuff, the body language, the facial expressions, all that kind of stuff. Almost every time he speaks, he does sound like he's nervous about what's coming out of his mouth and how it comes across.
Mm-hmm.
The nature of a person's mindset when that's how they communicate is one of discomfort, is one of unsure, being unsure, being being uncertain about how they're going to be received. Are they going to be accepted? It's what you do when you're putting on a show that is not genuinely you. That's basically what it comes across as with McDermott a lot. And I know McDermott has grown on you, and he's been doing all this stuff that wins people over, being softer with the media and smiling more and all that kind of stuff. Great, fine. Be holding yourself to the people is what you're supposed to do. It's your job. But when it comes to being believable from an analyst's perspective, I've never seen a genuineness on camera for him, right? And to me, that's it. I'm doing it again. I
gotta come up with a different signal.
I can't wait.
I don't know what I need to.
But anyway, to this point in watching this guy, I've never seen a point in him where it was like, oh, that seems like the real him. That seems like the him that exists off camera. You know what I'm saying? It all just seems rehearsed. But
he's stiff. You can tell he's stiff. And by them saying that he actually dances and is actually fun at weddings and stuff like that, it tells me all I need to know. He's, like you said, he rehearsed. He's at third. And to some degree, you have to have that level of professionalism. I get it. So I'm not gonna crucify the guy for it. But at the same time, how am I supposed to listen to your press conference and think I learned anything from what you said?
Right.
And that's why I stopped listening to him. Kev said earlier, I don't listen to McDermott's press conference because there's no point. I mean, I've watched and I've analyzed, I've studied, I've taken notes on these things. I've had eons and eons of ideas, and I'm like, oh, I like he said this, and he says it, and you don't see it the next time. So it's like, okay, I'm ready to just see it. Don't do it anymore.
Yep.
No.
I gotta get to a super chat here. Thank you, Scott. Says, I don't know if you guys know, but Matt Milano has a pec injury. He'll be out Thursday night game. So will Oliver. Secondary is almost depleted. So is D. This is not going to be one of those games where we need Matt Milano, to be perfectly honest. With as quick as the pass game goes, for the Dolphins, Dorian Williams will be fine. Dorian Williams is only in trouble when he has to be out there in coverage against like the Chiefs, and they're running longer routes, or he's got to worry about trying to, stay in coverage, but also keep his eyes, up the field on Mahomes. Is he going to run? Is he not? You know what I mean? Where's the outlet? That's the kind of stuff where Dorian Williams he's still working on process and all that, at the same time of, being in coverage of whatever's going on, behind him. So, I don't think that or the Oliver injury is going to be that big of a deal. The Dolphins offensive line on the right side they're injured.
They're first time starters I think yesterday.
Yeah. So, I mean, Bosa should have a great game. Sanders should have a pretty damn good game. Basically anybody who's rushing on that side. But yeah, so I thank you for that, Scott.
Yeah, no, I definitely would like to talk about somebody said after him. I think it was Steve. He said he heard he had a hamstring. No, it's a pec. And I don't know if it's the same pec that he had surgery on, but I mean, at this point in time, I'm just gonna believe it is. But no, I think this is the game to allow for nickel. This is a game to have an excuse to run a nickel. So Milano being out actually might play into the Bills' favor.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? I don't know anymore.
You can't get it?
I don't know where it was. I think it was lower, I believe. Will Tua go down in the first quarter? Nah, probably not. Walker's first sack is coming. I would probably say Sanders' sack is coming before Walker's.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I would say Sanders is more akin to get there. Walker still comes out too upright. He comes out like a bear. He comes out like this, and he wants to go for the swim, but he comes out too wide and it's too loose. He's not tight enough at the head, the helmet to swim correctly.
Mhm.
So he's gonna have to refine that a little bit, and his pad height it leaves a lot to be desired. So if Tua gets sacked by Walker, that means that the defense did their job on the back end because Tua has predesigned routes and predesigned reads. So McDaniel actually tells them before the play, or at least used to, what should be open. So that's why he plays and throws the ball under 2.5 seconds, under 2 seconds, whatever. That's why his release is what it is, because he's not interested in anybody else.
Right.
He says it's going here. If it doesn't go here, I'm gonna have to dump it off to somewhere. Achane had 8 catches for 98 yards yesterday, I think. He only ran for like 30 yards or something like that.
It wasn't much, right?
So, you got to worry about the backfield. He kind of got off on us last year in the passing game as well. We bottled him up pretty well where he didn't score. He didn't really kill us, but he showed us that he could do something.
Walter said, if Bimba don't break out a voice, it would be McD voice during a press conference.
That'd be Bobcat Goldthwait. That'd be who that is. So, go ahead. No, go ahead. I was going to change the subject.
There's a few comments up here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Daquan Jones. Nate says, no, John Palmer's off-season teaching made Josh into what he is, not Dayball. Oh, that's right. It's Nate hates Dayball. I would say Palmer's training is really what put Josh over the top.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we got to keep in mind, Josh had one of the highest Wonderlic scores of any quarterback in history, right? And for sure the highest of his quarterback class coming in. So he could process the game at an elite level even back then. Now, the only issue with that is his level of experience. He hadn't seen everything yet. Like he's basically seen everything now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Competition. Yeah, playing at Wyoming against North Dakota State and all that nonsense.
Right.
Yeah. So you're right. I mean, like I said, when we drafted him, I went and watched his bowl game, and I was like, okay, Josh Allen, show me something. 157 yards in a bowl game. Oh, get the hell out of here. I'm not interested in any of this stuff. But obviously it turned around. But I think one thing I did see in Hard Knocks, what I already knew, was the quarterback coach, him working with White and Trubisky and Allen and all those guys, and with the computer showing the rotation. And I mean, they made a huge deal of the arm and this, that. I'm like, okay, how many times do you watch tricep fat flubber in slow motion? They're all doing this, and she's on the couch like, but I'm like, that's how you throw the ball in slow motion. She's like,
oh,
she's like, they look special. I'm like, whatever. Because she's like, but no, that was something they tried to drive home, because truth be told, when Josh came out of the game and he saw Trubisky going to the field, everybody I was like, let's go. Let's see what he does. First pass, third down, bullet shot. Good throw. Great throw. And I mean, he didn't have a chance to warm up. He didn't have his helmet. He was probably sitting there chewing on sesame seeds, or sunflower seeds rather. And
yeah, that part was great. I did appreciate that. Like the throw. First and foremost, he looked so calm when he threw the ball.
Yeah,
like it was just so effortless. He was just like he was just playing with the wind. Just.
I think what Bosa said, it's slowing down, because he said it in the preseason. They talked about how he said he knew he had to slow down. He knew he belonged. He knew that he was a backup and he had to own it. Mm-hmm. So I think he really meant it, and that's what you saw yesterday. You never know when you're the backup. You never know. You got to hop in there and do your thing.
Yeah, we got another super chat. Thank you, Scott. Says, do you think we can go 6-0 before the bye? I have us going 6-0 before the bye.
You do.
Yep.
And do I think we can? Yes. Do I think somebody in there can screw this all up for us? Yes. So ask me who. I couldn't tell you, but I'm telling you, that's on my mind. It's like, man.
I mean, who's gonna mess it up?
I can't predict. I don't know.
You can't.
Okay,
you gotta give me somebody.
You said it again.
Who leads you to believe? Because otherwise, it just looks like I refuse to.
I have fear. I do have fear.
Right. I refuse to accept an absolute because fear exists.
33 years of fear. Let's see. Dolphins, better not. Saints, absolutely not. New England at home, not yet.
Yeah,
find
me an L.
Atlanta Falcons.
They got a pretty decent pass rush and a run game, but their quarterback can't keep up with Josh.
In Atlanta, though, what if Xavier White has a game-winning interception?
How?
Josh throws it to him. Spin.
No.
Then what?
Josh is not doing that no more.
He's had 4 interception passes this year that didn't drop. Somebody's gonna catch one at some point.
Listen, it ain't gonna be him. It ain't gonna be him.
Nah. Let's see. So where are we at? Let's see. So that is 6. Maybe we're not good the week before the bye. So Atlanta, I'll say Atlanta maybe. Or maybe Drake May decides. Maybe Stephon Diggs goes for 300 yards receiving in that game. I don't know. Maybe because you saw how Elijah Moore was yesterday. I wonder why. He was mad at New York for doing what they did to him. He said touchdown, F you. He said what was the other thing he did? The backflips. What was that about? And me and I'm watching the game and Ken comes out. He sits on the couch, and I look down because they're taking a knee. And Ken's like, "Why did you do a backflip?" I say he didn't do a backflip. He's like, "Yeah, he did." I'm like, "Nobody did. Nobody's doing backflips on the field, Ken." And I'm not watching. So T's like, "You know better than to dispute him." Usually when he says he's right. I'm like, "But nobody's backflipping on the field." So they show it. And I'm like, "Oh, he is backflipping on the field." And not only once, but he did it twice. Okay, can I stand for? She's like, "I told you." Hey, I didn't know why he would backflip. Nobody saw this coming.
Right.
But I mean, Diggs told New England F you, you and you F you, and who knows what he does if he gets to Buffalo and somebody says the wrong thing to him. You might activate him. It's
true.
And we've already covered that. Our secondary is kind of soft. Now, do I think Stephon Diggs even when he was in Buffalo? No. But you might activate a monster somewhere if he like that grill. Yeah, he liked that grill on this piece of charcoal here, and it spreads to spreads over to Mac Hollins, who spreads over to Booten, who spreads over to whoever else. You never know. I don't know.
I just think you got a quarterback that still to this date has not played a full NFL season.
No,
right?
I get it.
And then you factor into that he's going against. Forgive me for saying this. A veteran defensive mind against veteran defensive players.
Mm-hmm.
The run game is, I'll say, it's very similar to what the Jets do in terms of like a lot of inside zone stuff with Bijan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Got inside zone stuff.
More inside zone stuff.
Is Zion Logan, Daquan Jones playing?
Well, if they're healthy, yeah. I mean,
because that's important. It's very important.
No, I'm with you. To me, it's about the quarterback play, because if these guys can't throw the ball to score, the run game is only going to get them inside the 20. The Bills are going to clamp up at that point. There's just not enough space.
Okay, so I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I do. Do you think Drake London is a good matchup for our cornerbacks?
I think Taron Johnson can cover Drake London.
Okay.
And Drake London, to my knowledge, so far has been playing a lot in the slot. They run him a lot of option plays and stuff like that. Obviously, that's going to work to his benefit because he can, play the leverages and stuff like that to his favor. But I mean, Darnell Mooney, do I see him tearing up his own? I really do not think Michael Penix is going to have. See, I'm looking at it from the perspective of what did the Vikings do against the Falcons? What did I forgot who the Falcons played the week before that, but Penix is under a lot of pressure consistently. You know what I'm saying? So while their offensive line may be good at run blocking, can they pass block against some of the guys that we have? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that we got like all-star, pass rushers or whatever the case may be, but these players have shown this season that they can get it done against some pretty good offensive lines. I mean, that the run blocking of the Jets, they didn't do anything. The run blocking of the Ravens, yeah, they went off, but when it mattered the most, we got penetration. We stopped it. So I'm simply saying that I think we can come up with enough plays against these teams to come out of these games with a win. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that any of these quarterbacks can make enough plays against our defense to come out with a win. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. Like, I get the weaknesses. I get, that anything's possible, but I'm playing the percentages here. And I think if we're looking at the most likely outcome of all these games leading up to the bye week, it's undefeated, man. Undefeated.
I'll go with it. I mean, okay, so all right, let's do this. Sal, I get it.
Yeah,
just like everybody else said, you don't know talent because Allen in college rain win 50-yard line, roll it right. What does that mean? Great. And he has a strong arm. We knew this already. But that's not talent. That's God-given ability. Talent is playing football we're talking about. That's like saying that LeBron James is the most talented basketball player ever. No, he's not. He's the best basketball player because he knows how to use his DNA and his God-given ability to do what he does. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you some stats on Josh Allen. Josh Allen's college career, 3 years. He was averaging 55.7% completion. He had 5,000 yards completed total. He had 44 touchdowns to 21 interceptions. Stop me when you saw elite at Wyoming. Stop me when anything I tell you is, oh, snap, bona fide, Andrew Luck level talk.
Right.
RG3 level talk. Can't miss. Stop me. I mean, what was his signature game? Tell me that. Because obviously you watched Wyoming. What was the signature game?
Right.
I can tell you in his senior year was New Mexico. His signature game, he had 57% completion, 16 completions for 28 attempts, 234, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. That was the signature game. He had another game where he went 69%. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, threw 18 to 26, had 208 yards. Stop me when he played in his senior year. He played Gardner-Webb. He played against Texas State. He played against Boise State, which is a good team. He played Central Michigan, Colorado State. And I mean, what is it? What are we looking at? What are we talking about? Because if you talk about Iowa, his senior year, he went 23 for 41, 56% completions, 174, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Coming in, Justin Herbert was a better pedigree prospect than Josh Allen. And people were looking at Justin Herbert like he was going to be better than Josh on a curve, on a based on the trajectory, right? And when people were saying that, I'm like, I'm watching Justin Herbert play. I'm like, he's a little more stiff than Josh. Josh has got a little bit more wiggle to his game, a little more athleticism. You know what I'm saying? It looks like Josh has got a stronger arm, and it looks like Josh is more of an attacker, whereas Herbert is just kind of, taking what's given, taking the safe stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not really being willing to make the play happen, right? And I think one of the things that we see now with Justin Herbert this year is a completely different guy in terms of making plays and getting the ball downfield and playing with confidence and running with using his athleticism to hurt the defense. This is all relative to what the player can do out of the womb.
Yeah.
Right. This is lending a lot to your point. Like, just because these guys come out of the womb with a particular set of abilities that most guys don't have, it doesn't necessarily mean that they should automatically be considered to be the best, right?
How's Will Levis doing?
He
had the strong arm. How was Jacob Eason doing? He had a strong arm.
Yep. It's the complete package. Again, a convergence. You're going to hear that word on the show a lot. It's a convergence of skill, talent, work, culture, environment. All that stuff had to come together in order for the player to become the player he was. He had to have a number one receiver. Yeah. He had to have a scheme that worked to his benefit, that allowed him to do what he likes to do best. Like, that's the other thing too. Justin Fields doesn't process the game nearly as fast as Josh does, right? I've made a case that Lamar Jackson doesn't process the game as fast as Josh does. based on his performance in late game situations, based on, you know, some of the things that he's done in his career already. I'm basing that off history, not projection, right? What does that mean? Well, all of these guys could be as good as Josh if they had all gone through the same process that Josh went through to get here, right? Lamar Jackson ain't lining up with Jordan Palmer and you know, getting that sort of technical training and all that. He don't need it. He don't need it, right? Whatever Josh is doing to get better at diagnosing pre-play stuff, you see Lamar starting to do that now, but he's not doing it on Josh's level, right? Again, these are progressional things that guys can do, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they will become, you know, the best. So when we're talking about projections and we're talking about the talent we see in guys, we've already seen what Hall of Fame play looks like, right? So when we look at these young guys and we see a flash of Ray Lewis in a linebacker, or we see a flash of Ben Roethlisberger in a quarterback, or we see a flash of Ed Reed in a safety, we can see these things and say, hey, he reminds me of this guy, the way he does this, the way he reads that. Like, anybody can do that. You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be a 50-year analyst to see these qualities in a young player and automatically think, man, there might be something there.
Yeah, I think that's what Josh was. It was, oh man, let me get my hands on that. He's not very good right now.
Right.
But he will be because he wants to be. I mean, if you I was going to stop you, but you were going really well there. I mean, if you're comparing Josh's college numbers to Justin Herbert, listen to this. With an extra year, Justin Herbert doubled the yardage thrown. He averaged 63.6% completion. He had a 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio.
Yep.
So I mean, that was what you're talking about at Oregon. You know, at a big school where you play against guys that fly all over the place. And yeah, eye for talent. I don't know what eye. You must have a better eye than a lot of people because obviously he couldn't even get a college invite. So you must be better than Nick Saban and better than Dabo Sweeney, better than all these guys because there's guys out there that get paid a lot of money that didn't want to deal with this.
Well, here's the thing. There's a difference between. So Sal, are you saying that you knew coming out of Wisconsin or Wyoming rather, coming out of Wyoming that Josh was going to be this? I mean,
I think Shine hit it right because it's not just talent; it's about the system, and it is. It's about patience.
Yep,
it is because we've seen how many quarterbacks go to a system where they didn't believe in you.
What if Josh had been forced to play under center his whole career?
What if Josh was with Marone?
Just don't throw interceptions.
Just like you said, throw a bunch of them.
Just don't throw interceptions.
Got you, coach. What was that? I thought you said throw interceptions. No.
Yeah.
But I mean, it pays dividends. Like you said about Trubisky, like you said about Josh, like you say about both, we believe in you. And that's one thing that McDermott and Bean, when they say it, I think they mean it. Because there's been a lot of times where we're like, why is this guy still on the field? We believe in him. Tyler Bass should have been gone 2 years ago. We believe in him. Everybody's talking about Prater now. We believe in Bass. We believe in Hamlin. He played almost 2 full seasons as a starter. We believe in Rap. We don't, but you do. He's still playing. You know, and Benford. So when they say that, I'm inclined. That's the one thing I'm inclined to believe when they say that, because half the time the person they believe in, I don't want them to.
Right.
Would you guys get big on that?
Well, Sal is saying absolutely I did.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm not saying you didn't, but cool. I didn't know you then, so I can't guarantee it.
Right.
I can't vouch for you, but I mean, like that's okay. So that's like me saying, who have I really flamed out on? I'm trying to think.
Well, let's test that out too, Sal. Like who that we've drafted now do you look at as this guy is gonna? You know what I'm saying? Let's really test that out. If you're all about your own eye for talent, let's test it out. Who you got now? Who's your guy? Who do you think is gonna be, you know, Josh Allen level talent that we have on our roster right now? Please, I'd love to hear that.
And honestly, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you again why I went at Rosen. I went at Rosen because he was known to play behind a bad offensive line. He was known to get hit all the time. He was known to throw 400 yards a game. He was known to be a student. And I mean, he was entitled. He was going to buck the authority. And I thought that McDermott needed somebody that's going to push back on him. because before I even did the show and before I even knew who McDermott really was, I felt like nobody talked back. He's like that unquestioned leader. Nobody's going to talk back to. And Rosen said, "I want to know why." In his pregame or pre-draft stuff, I want to know why. What happened?
No, he did not.
Wait,
bro.
Oh, Dorothy, yes, sir. I knew it. It's Dorothy's burner account. I knew it. No, maybe. I mean, but a star. Okay,
a star in the making, bro.
Maybe
a star in the. Okay, Cook. I'll give you.
No. He just had opportunity. As soon as he stepped on the field, as soon as he got on the field, he was a star. You can't have that one.
Right.
Average 5.1 yards his rookie year. He just didn't qualify because he didn't have enough carries. No, you're not getting that one.
Oh, Spin trying to add on Benford as a lockdown CD. Really?
He's supposed to jump on his back and ride him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, come on, Sal. You're going to get him. You got this. Go ahead, Sal. You can do it. He's egging you on, man. Sal, don't listen. Don't listen to Spin, man. Don't listen to Spin. Listen.
Benford, I was like, okay, but you said Cook got an ant. Nope.
I just I can't get there with Benford. I can't get there with Benford.
Okay, let me qualify. Are you talking about bona fide star or star in his defense? It's two different things.
That's very true. Yeah.
Because I think he definitely could be the star of this defense, but bona fide, I can play anywhere and rip it. I don't think so. I don't see that.
No.
All right, Lynn, have a ball. Yeah, we just chopping it up.
Tommy, where is Benford a top 10 corner? Where? In zone? Yeah, sure.
Zone. But if you're going to totality, Groot is a superstar in the making. I don't think he's a superstar in the making. I think he is going to be good. He is good, but he's not a superstar in the making.
Here's something that I found that completely destroys what everybody's using to justify Benford's top 10 status, which is the PFF rankings, right? Did you know that last week, Membu, the right tackle for the Jets, was the highest rated tackle in the NFL, right? He was above guys like Jordan Mailata, above guys like, who's the...
Is Sewell a tackle? Penei Sewell, he's a tackle.
Penei Sewell's a tackle. Yep. Yeah, he's above all of them. He's above everybody in terms of his pass blocking and his run blocking. His pass blocking was the highest rating there was, like a 90.7 or 8, whatever. Yeah. Do you know how many times he had to block TJ Watt one-on-one?
Probably like 4 or 5 times.
Once. One time, bro. I watched the all 22. He had to block him one-on-one one time. And the time he blocked him one-on-one, he got his ass blown up, pushed, basically carried all the way to the quarterback. Justin Fields just happened to get the ball off before TJ Watt got there. But TJ Watt had him. TJ Watt had him. It was literally push, reach out, balls out. Like one more split second and TJ Watt's got a sack.
Yeah.
Right.
And Tommy said PFF and all these scores. See, what I do is a PFF, I go like 8 columns to the right, and then I start looking at my data.
Right.
It's like, I don't look at none of those colors. Those colors mean nothing to me because, like they had last week, they had Christian Benford as a graded better than Dorian Strong.
How?
That's when I said just close the laptop and move on.
Right. Did you see Flowers' stats? That wasn't against Strong. That was against Benford. Almost primarily.
That was it. Strong gave up 1 catch. Benford gave up 5. And yeah, so he was better. So that's all. Like, we're gonna start here and go over here to the numbers that I need.
Oh yeah, Nate, you're right. Hold on, here we go. Trey White, top 5 quarterback in the league. Yeah, you take that one to the bank.
Why Spin jump in there? It wasn't even his fight, but you asked for it.
Right. What happens?
So this is something I was looking at, and I thought about it, and I said, you know what? Let me do the numbers because everybody's talking about Prater versus Bass. Prater versus Bass. Get rid of Bass. Keep Prater.
Yeah,
no,
it's not going to happen.
It shouldn't. This is why.
Tell them, please.
If you go within the last 5 years,
yep,
Tyler Bass has a better kicking percentage than Matt Prater.
Oh, they don't want to hear that.
He has more kicks and his percentage is better. In field goals, he's got more extra point attempts. His percentage is better. Playoffs, Matt Prater beats him. Why? Because he had 1 kick in the playoffs in the last 5 years.
Just one.
So I mean, it's cool because he's kicking it. It's going right down the center. You know, it's excellent. He's stone cold. Don't matter. He said, "Don't matter, Keys." It does. I think. I don't know what doesn't matter.
We in the now.
We are, and Bass is still now, even though he's not playing. He's now. And then now his Prater is the best option until he misses. Then both. Well, what are we gonna do? Wait till he misses one. Wait till he doinks one off and like, what else we can do? Come on now.
I mean, look, y'all can want what y'all want. At the end of the day, what does it come down to, Gee?
What's that?
It comes down to money.
Yeah, it does.
It comes down to the money, right? How much of a dead cap is Bass right now?
I have to look, but it's a lot more than Prater.
It's a lot more than Prater, right? And that's kind of the point we're talking about here. Sean McDermott is not about to say everything that he said about Tyler Bass the last couple of years. We believe in this guy, we this, we that, when really it was all about money, and then contradict himself just a year later and keep Prater and get rid of Tyler Bass.
Yeah,
that it completely eliminates all of Sean McDermott's credibility with his own team.
Yep. And
that's really, again, this is why we analyze the game the way that we do, because little stuff like that gets missed. We think from a fan perspective, whoever's playing better is going to get the shot. No, it's not just about that. It's about what the head coach wants. It's about the face that the head coach has to put onto his team. Is he going to let the rest of his guys see that the better player or the guy who performs best gets on the field? If that's the case, then what if Dorian Strong comes in playing better than Hairston? That means your first round picks got to sit again. You can't have that. Now we get into the politics of the game. This is why we say what we say on the show. We take the time to think this stuff out. It's not as simple as this guy has made 3 kicks and I didn't feel like I had to worry the entire time he was kicking. Yeah, Tyler Bass has missed some kicks, but guess what? They extended that guy, and when they gave him the contract they gave him, me and you looked at each other like, what is this all about?
Yeah,
I mean, this hush money.
Yeah, and you think after this year they're on the hook for $6 million in dead cap if they get rid of him. So $6 million of the $20 million contract. Fun fact: did you know that at the time of signing, Tyler Bass was the 4th highest kicker in the league, 4th highest paid kicker?
Wow.
Now you got
wow.
Now see, Bass was the 27th highest kicker in terms of percentage when he got to resign. So he was 27th in kicking percentage when he got the 4th highest contract.
Oh my God. That's hush money.
Now
that's hush money.
People want to keep Prater. Where did Prater come from? He came from assistant coaching his son's football team or whatever they said. Who's trading for Tyler Bass?
Right.
You can go get a 41-year-old dude off wherever he was to do what he did at Buffalo wants to keep him. Nobody's trading for Tyler Bass. There's no market. We'll just find Jake Camarda or somebody else that Buffalo had or that somebody else has on their bench. Yep. And this is the same regime that gave Cook a hard time. They gave Tyler Bass a 4-year, $20 million deal, but they gave James Cook a hard time. And people think that they're going to move on from him.
No,
not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Nope. I'm looking for Tyler Bass right now. I just want to see what his cap hit is. His dead cap hit.
Dead cap if they let him go is $6 million.
$6 million. Yeah, they can't afford that.
$6 million after this year. Cap hit next year is 4.6. This year 4.4. 2026 the cap hit is 4.9 and 5.3 in 2027.
They can't afford to get rid of him at all. Not even next year.
No, not really. Not to me. Not
this is
smart.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your kicker until he dies. This is what it is. That's what it is. I'm sorry to say it that way, but as much as you love the excitement of what Prater is giving you right now, and you feel like he's a 41-year-old kicker that's been good his whole career, in which he has, and now all of a sudden he's coming here and bringing his clutch kicking with him, it's only going to be until Bass is healthy.
Well, yeah. See, Tommy said I could care less about if we lose money on players. That's fine. You can because you're a fan, like us.
Exactly.
But they have to care because they have to manage a cap that's legally binding.
Yep.
It's the rules of playing. If they don't get to the cap, they can't play, and they got to forfeit, and it gets ugly. So you're talking about Samuel. Why do you think they didn't cut him? Anybody? Why do you think he's sitting here as opposed to not being on the team? Because they can't get rid of him. They about to trade him. They should have traded him to Micah Parsons. That's probably what Dallas like. Oh, you gonna give us Rousseau? You gonna give us Ed Oliver? Bet. Who else? Curtis Samuel? Nope. Not doing it. Don't want him. That's the target. Curtis Samuel is not playing what Elijah Moore is playing.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why he's on the bench, because he's not healthy and he's not beating anybody out. Tony says sometimes there's a bad sign and it don't mean that they have to be on the field. They aren't on the field, but the thing is, they're not getting rid of them.
Right.
You can't get rid of Tyler Bass, and that's what I'm saying. You say you're careless about if we lose money. We can't lose money because we don't have money to lose. And on top of that, they're not going to do it because it makes them look stupid for giving them the 4th highest contract.
Yep. That's okay. See, Tommy, that's what we're trying to say. Like, so he says we're going back to the whole Flutie and Johnson. Johnson played because of the contract and the play. Yes, that's essentially what we're trying to say. That's what we're going to have to deal with the rest of the season. Tyler Bass is going to come back. He will be the kicker. We will be pissed off. And then the second that Bass makes a kick, we'll forget all about it.
Absolutely.
Because that's what has happened the entire time that we've been letting the Bills get away with what they've been getting away with. Think about how the entire course of all of these seasons would have gone if after 13 seconds we actually held Sean McDermott accountable for his actions. If we actually held him solely responsible for taking the playbook away from Frazier and calling the plays that got us beat, and then also the screw up of communication between himself and Matt Smiley that led to Tyler Bass doing what he did, right? Imagine if we held him accountable for that, right? That was what, four seasons ago? That was 2021. That was 4 seasons ago, right? That's plenty of time for another head coach to have come in by now and establish their culture and build this thing back up. Think about where we were in 2022 and 2023. As much as people were talking about, oh, Super Bowl bound, this team is loaded. I didn't believe it. Did you? No.
Nope.
Right.
I did not.
Right. So people that knew what was really going on knew that in 2022 and 2023, we weren't really going anywhere. Right. So what was the difference anyway? For everybody that says, oh, well, you got it, he keeps winning. In hindsight, what's the difference between a new head coach stepping in and us having the record that we had or not? It doesn't matter because we didn't make the Super Bowl anyway.
Yeah, but that's all that matters.
Right. Making the Super Bowl is all that. So what would the difference have been? The difference would have been we would have had a new GM bringing in new weapons and new players. We would have had a different offensive scheme that is built and designed around what Josh Allen likes to do and what he wants to do, which is sling the ball all over the field, which means we probably get a number 1 receiver in here somewhere, right? And then worst case scenario, we have an offensive-minded head coach that isn't really that great coaching defense, Chan Gailey. Guess what? We've had that anyway. It's been here anyway.
Yeah.
We haven't had a top 10 defense since 2021. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is part of the madness. This is part of the madness. We're so caught up in this kicker conversation. Why? Because it feels good now. It feels good to have Prater there. And as long as I feel good, I want to keep feeling good. Bass makes me kind of nervous. I don't like that. I want him to go.
Right. And I mean, the out was when they re-signed him to the top 4 contract. That was your out. Bass was always known to not have a lot of accuracy. That was what he was known out of Southern Mississippi. We knew this. We just knew he had a strong leg. And what did he do? He's 27th in ranking the year where he gets the 4-year bag. And you think they're going to take it away now when they can't afford it?
Right.
It's not going to happen.
No.
You know, and Tommy said, F that. Well, I'm sorry, but they can't. They can't. We can say, see, that's the beauty of being a fan. We don't have to be accountable. You know, I have a friend that he listens to the show, so he's going to get me later. But he always says, why can't I made it happen on Madden? He's like half playing around, but he always says that. Why can't you the key? You always be lying to me. Which is it? Give it to me straight. I did it on Madden. I'm like, that's fine. You also can you can reset the salary cap on Madden too.
Right. You can play without a salary cap. It doesn't matter.
I give him 18 first round draft. Good. But you're screwed. You're not going to play 18 seasons on Madden. So it doesn't matter. Right. But in real life, These guys' livelihood depends on making the right decision.
That's right.
And standing by the decision is justifying why you did what you did. I.e., what are you bitching for? Come on. Because you know you screwed up.
Yep.
But I got to live by this. I gotta make myself believe in what I did.
That's right. Right. If I don't believe in me, what am I doing right?
What am I doing right?
Oh my
God. So real quick, I know we're gonna come to a close soon, but real quick, I had a couple of stats of the game. James Cook with his 100-yard game yesterday, he moved into the 10th place behind CJ Spiller with 9 100-yard games in his career. Ahead of Marshawn Lynch, but just behind CJ Spiller. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to give you because I have other stuff, but it's not important right now. That's not relevant. It's not at all. But if you guys want it, let's see.
How many ATL asks, how many games has Bass lost for the Bills? One that I know of.
Yeah,
just the one.
Which game is that? That's the
playoff game, divisional round. Wide right.
Could we have gotten the ball back?
At that point, we did get the ball back.
Okay, so you didn't lose that. I mean, just semantics. That I really don't know. You could say, I mean, obviously they're like, look at the Patriots game yesterday. Their guy missed their first 2 kicks, the first 2 extra points. If you look at what game was that? If you look at our game last week against the Ravens, had he made that kick, we might have had overtime. Because he missed that last. People forget about that. He missed the last kick on the last touchdown.
Yeah,
and that put us down by 6, and boom, rest is history. Okay, next gen stat. I did find them. So we were 11th in blitz percentage on the season. That's a far cry from 25th last year. We blitzed on 45% of the Ravens plays, but Jets only 19. I said that earlier. We're second in sack percentage, believe it or not. So we for drop backs and pass rushes, we're second. In sack percentage of 6.9% of our snaps are sacks. 169 yards average on the ground is the second worst in the league. Obviously, the Ravens game didn't help, but the game yesterday really helped because if it had a functioning running game yesterday, we'd be somewhere near the bottom still.
Yep.
And 66% of the rushes against the Bills this season are out to the outside. So that tells you that Rousseau and Bosa are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. The contain is not there. So I noticed Bosa.
They're falling for the read option.
Yeah, Bosa especially. If you watched him on his pass rushes against Fields, they did say on the broadcast that Bosa miscontained. And that's what Von Miller used to do.
Yeah.
And running quarterbacks will make you pay. But, I think Tua, he's not really that mobile. He won't run as much.
Yeah, he can't run.
He shouldn't. They tell him don't do it anymore.
Good, because he's going to get destroyed doing that. Rousseau's been playing that well actually last couple of games.
Yeah. So which is nice. Let's see. We're 8th in run stuffing, believe it or not. 8th in run stuffing. The Ravens game really stressed out the edges. So that goes back to my point about 238 yards on the ground, something like that, 200 higher. I don't even remember what they had, but it was over 230 yards on the ground for the Ravens.
Something like that.
And that was mostly to the outside. So we got to shore that up.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about Bijan running inside zones and stuff like that. That's where you got to have. Who said something about motor? Oh, he did. Okay, never mind. I'm like, where's that come
now
from?
I want to see what Steve said. Oh, he's motor on the wall of mids right next to Levi Wallace. Yo, Tommy, you're not gonna win that one, bro. I'm sorry, you gotta let that go.
I've given up, but you still it's a lot of people behind me. Yeah. Laura said Tua's getting obliterated in these podcast streets. Yes, he is. I mean, he had 314 yards passing, and he looked terrible. So that is what, like I said, that Patriots team is different. I want to see them again to see what they really are.
Shockingly, nobody's trying to trade for Tyreek Hill.
I think he just caught another domestic violence case.
That might be why.
Yeah, I think he just caught another case.
Wow.
And to finish up, I have some stuff. You got any stuff? You forgot all the stuff now. It's been so long.
Did, yep.
So Mike McDaniel's quotable. Did you hear what he said?
No.
I gotta say this with a straight face. He's like, to win games, you have to win games, not lose them. Honestly, what? To win games, you have to win games and not lose them. Honestly, I said, oh, even Jameis Winston be like, what's your man's on? Even James was like, I don't know if that one landed. Coach, try again. Try again, coach, please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I have a theory.
Okay.
I have a theory.
Uh-huh.
And they talked about this. They talked about this on the morning show.
Mm-hmm.
And when they said it, it made sense. But I think they missed something.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were saying this team is tanking so that they can get rid of the head coach and get rid of the GM and start fresh with a new quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm thinking is going to happen is they get rid of Tua because Mike McDaniels didn't come in. It didn't come in and tell the owner, don't go get nobody else. He didn't say that. He said, no, I'll take Tua.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'll take Tua. Right? What the hell else was he supposed to say when the owner was saying, I like Tua? Right? So he comes in, he takes Tua, he turns Tua into an actual NFL quarterback.
He does.
Right? If I'm the owner and I see what this guy has done with Tua, I'm going to my head coach this season and I'm saying, hey, look, man, I know we just gave Tua the bag, but
I gotta take it back.
We got to take it back. We'll restructure. We'll dead cap it. Whatever we need to do, we'll get out of that contract. I need you to lose these games though, so that we can take these picks we got and go get a real quarterback.
Right.
If you could do that, we good. Right. And that's not this super unplausible thing because Brian Flores is suing him for the same thing. He made the complaint that the owners was trying to get me to lose games. I didn't want to lose games, so they fired me. Wrongful termination.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the suit is over.
Yep. Right.
So it's not unheard of that this owner, would go to the head coach and say, "Hey, my G, you safe, but I need you to lose these games if you want to stay safe."
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Tommy thought he was gonna slide that past me. He said Cook is still trailing Singletary in yardage. He's chasing me yardage.
Okay, well,
he just punching air right. He just punching air right now. Because if you look at the stats, Cook has 567 carries to 1,000 carries for Singletary. Cook has 2,800 yards to Singletary's 4,499. Cook averages 5 yards per carry. Singletary 4.5. Cook, if you really want to get technical, Cook has one less touchdown than Singletary too. Now, I mean, how many years did Singletary play that Cook didn't? I mean, that's one of the things. You got one guy who's played in 95 games and one has played in 51. One guy started more games than another guy even played in. I mean, of course. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about end of the career. Let's see who's better at end of the career.
Yeah.
And there's something else. Oh, yeah. He said Rick Ryan called McDaniels a nerd boy.
No, Tommy's.
Yep.
I mean,
that happened.
That's fine. That's fine.
He did.
Shada said Buffalo star, not league star. I think he's talking about Benford.
I know you ain't talking about Cook. No, I'm joking.
I'm just joking. No, I mean, look, Cook is probably if even if we treat him the same way that we treated him last year and how they're doing him this year, where we're not gonna give him all the carries, you know what I mean? But we'll give him his shots and he'll have his opportunities, and what he does with it, he does with it. Even if they did that for the rest of his career, he'll probably still go down with the second most touchdowns of any running back that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Right. And probably almost the same amount of yards. Yeah. I mean, minus the fact that he's not getting the same amount of carries that a Thurman Thomas might have gotten, but relative to the snaps that he has, the per carry average is probably going to be far and above anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, like they said in the morning show, I'll give them the credit for it. He's got the most 40 plus rushing rushes than in the league. He's got the most, and all that happened in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, he's really coming to his own. STB, I'll get to that in a moment. Well, actually, I'll get to it now. He said, what are some of the bonehead plays that y'all seen around the league yesterday? Didn't have to watch anything past MetLife Stadium at 1 o'clock. That was most of the bonehead stuff yesterday. I mean, from the roughing the passer that Josh did embellish on, yes, he did, to punch him in the face, to the defensive holdings and pass and people lining up off sides, and I mean, it was a comedy of errors. So
yeah,
I mean, I honestly I was asleep most of the day yesterday, but yeah, no, I did see a couple blunders, especially in that game. Did you see Charlie Irsay's Gordon? That's Jim Irsay's daughter. You see her on the sideline yesterday?
No.
She got an earbud and listening to somebody calling plays, and she's taking notes. The owner's daughter is evaluating what's happening in her organization because, Jim died, and now he passed it to them. She is very involved, and she's got a little earbud in, and she's got a notepad, and she's listening intently and taking notes and looking at what's happening.
No wonder they won yesterday.
I think that's what it, because Jim was kind of a lame duck owner. He was like that guy that like, he's weird. I don't like him.
Yeah.
But she's in there. She's playing for keeps.
She want to hear
what's going on.
Yeah.
She want to learn. And so I think that's going to pay dividends. And I would love to have somebody in Buffalo, Pagula, Terry, not Kim. Yeah. It's her team now.
He ain't gonna do that.
No, he's not gonna do that.
He ain't got the energy.
He's up in the press box eating nachos. Yep. And let's see. I don't know. Did you see LSU? Their band. They have a freshman. You heard about this? 66-year-old tuba player enrolled at LSU because his lifelong dream was to play tuba in their band, their marching band.
No way.
Kent Broussard, look it up. Kent Broussard. They have videos of him practicing with the tuba, his marches outside his house. And he's yeah. So he enrolled LSU to be in the band. He's a retired accountant, so he has money. I don't know if he's going to fully matriculate. Why would you? You'll be 70 when you graduate. Just forget about it. But the fact that he got to do it, whatever, it's cool.
If it gets him to be able to play with the band, and so be it.
Right.
I'm all for bucket list stuff and chasing your dream.
I got to find some dreams to chase because this is ridiculous. I'm like, yo, this is.
My only dream right now is to be able to do this show full time and be paid for it. That's my dream.
That would be cool.
Lindsay says, I'm surprised Dawkins didn't get into it with Clemens. Yeah. You know what? I heard, who did I hear? The Jets podcaster that I watched today was like, yo, who is even Clemens? Like, why is he even on the team? I'm
I believe you
for real. He's like, yo, why are you even on the team? You don't do anything. Like, why are you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, he's there to punch quarterbacks in the face. Apparently, like when you see it happen in slow motion, like you can see the wind up and the swing. Like he was purposely trying to hit Josh.
Yeah, I think
either punch the ball out or hit him, or
a poor peanut punch. That's what it was.
Listen, I
think he was just going for it. He's like, I got to go for it. This is me.
But I mean, you don't even look where you swinging.
He saw Bosa do it. Like, that was cool. I'm gonna do it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
socked him out.
Right. Like, and then you watch Josh, running off the field leaking. Like
I did. He turned to Urkel. I do that.
Right, basically.
But yeah, no, wasn't Dawkins his arch nemesis somebody else though? I'm trying to find a name. I thought it was somebody else.
No,
he had 3 names. Let me go at 2023 because I think it might have been then. But he had 3 names, and I don't remember. Why can't I find this guy's name? Because Clemens has been there for a while. He was a D lineman, and they got into it. Was it? I'm about out of this. I don't even care. It's not even really worth it, but it is at the same time.
Shada said, Bass will cost us again. Bass will cost us again when it matters. Then watch how these thoughts change. I think that's part of the reason why we took the stance that we took, which is it's a cap situation.
Yeah,
there ain't no preference here.
It's a kicker. I mean, Bass will cost us again. Watch what thoughts? I mean, what do you think happens when Prater misses a kick? Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the person I'm talking about is John Franklin Myers. That's who Dawkins got into it with.
Is he even on their team still?
No. John Franklin Myers, he was gone last year. I think he went to Denver.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. He did. Denver is I don't know what's going on with them boys. No idea.
But yeah, so I mean, you know what though? I think Denver really they need something. They do.
I was just thinking.
Yeah, they need something. Maybe the 5280. Maybe it's a high altitude. They can't handle it.
No, I mean the glass bottle. I mean it would work. It would work.
Would it work? Maybe we can give them a astronaut pack. They can put like a Capri Sun.
That's true. Yeah.
Damaris. Think about it.
Get on it.
Get on it. But Reed's Tailgate Tea is what we're talking about. If you guys don't know, it's one part refreshing, one part delicious, and it helps you breathe better in high altitudes. Like I said, 2 parts healthy. So there you go. It helps you breathe better. Forget those Derek Thomas Breathe Right strips. You got Reed's Tea. But what am I talking about? It's only got 4 ingredients of great magnitude. And I don't even drink tea, but let me tell you, I feel better when I have it. What you doing? Get over to Reed's. Get yourself a supply by the case or individual. Why would you get yourself an individual? One's not enough. Get yourself a case. You won't be disappointed. Trust me. If you don't want to trust me, see for yourself. Reed's Tea. Head on over. Let them know Post Podium Podcast sent you.
Yeah, please do. Please do. You what's the promo code again?
Post Podium Podcast, PPP.
PPP. Use the promo code, please, so that they know it was us that sent you there. That's how that stuff gets tracked.
I heard they're going to put it on the bottle when it goes to Delta Sonic or wherever. Just help us out. We gave you 3 hours and 5 minutes of the best stuff we could do. We have 47 people who are still watching here. Thank you. And if you're not subscribed, I hope you will subscribe so you can come back and do this again next time.
Well, I got something for that. So here we go. Boys, hopefully it's not doing that now. Listen, for Friday's show, starting Friday, I should say, our chat is moving to subscribers only. Okay, so these people that are jumping in here, having a good time, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but it's free. It really don't cost you nothing, but it helps us out so much. And YouTube put it in there as an option, so we're gonna use it. So that's coming up. All right. Again, if you wanna comment and hop in our chat from now on during our lives, you gotta be subscribed. That's gonna be the setting that's there. Otherwise, YouTube itself is not gonna let you do it. If you don't like it, you gotta talk to YouTube about it. But they gave us the option, and I just want to see how it goes. So anyway, right there you go. ATL $2 if you want to comment every time. Wouldn't that be something if you could only comment if you paid $2?
I mean, what are we doing? You said subscribe. What are we doing? It's free.
It's right.
What are we doing? I just thought, like, wait, you asked for. I'm thinking about member. I'm like, wait a minute. Subscriptions is free.
Yeah.
Push the button. Get in the comment section.
All right. So look.
It is, Spin. It is.
Big announcements though, actually. So Reed's Tea, like I said, getting into Delta Sonic stores, getting into over 70 top stores. That's coming. We are also going to be in Just Pizzas. That deal is coming through there. So you got to get here to Buffalo, or you can get it online. Again, the link is in the description of this video. All you got to do is click that link, takes you right to the website. There's several different ways to pay online. It gets shipped straight to your house. You can get a solo bottle, like Keith said, or you can get a case. So if you just want to try some, order just a single bottle. See how you like it. From that point on, whatever you do after that is not on me, because I promise you will be addicted if you taste this tea.
We're going to try the Shot Pocket too. Don't have it yet. Damaris. I'll at me. Shot Pockets. I'll do another promo for that, I promise.
All right. All right. So another couple of big announcements. We're going to be doing our very first watch party for the Saints game. We're going to be doing it here. We're still kind of working out where in the studio we might do it. Do we want to do it from this set here? That's completely up to you. We can, set up the little couch area over there in the corner, some comfortable seats, and do it that way. It's up to you. Doesn't matter to me. But we are going to be doing a watch party for the Saints game. That is going to be our pilot, right? So when I say pilot, we're testing it out, seeing how it goes, seeing what the turnout is going to be. Is it going to be worth the time that we're putting forth into it? So if you guys want to hang out with us, then I'm going to be announcing this again on Friday, and the game after that, and the Monday show after that, and the Friday show after that, leading up to that Saints game on that Sunday. Okay, so whatever the turnout is there, that's going to determine if we keep doing it or not. With that being said, the next announcement that we have is I am going to be kind of trying to live up to the name of the show. I'm going to be doing some post-game press conference breakdowns where I'll take pressers from the players. I'll take pressers from Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and I may not do all of them. I may just do one or two, or I may do, 3 all in the same show. But I'm going to try to, interpret all of that information as best I can and try and give you a much better idea. Yes, sir.
Hold on. I got to address Spin. Why not do the Bills game? Spin.
Why not the Bills?
You screwed your whole credibility. We're talking about the Bills versus Saints game.
So, okay, yeah, I'm sorry if that wasn't clear.
For the people in the back, we're doing the Bills versus Saints game.
Bills versus Saints, yes. Bills versus Saints, okay? So again, new content coming. Keep an eye out for that. The first post-game presser that I'm going to be doing is tomorrow, right? I want to, so the press conference usually comes out somewhere around noon, right? Somewhere between noon and 4 or whatever. I'm usually home somewhere between 5:30 and 6. So I'll probably start the show around 7 o'clock. But again, I'll put out a notice for that. So stay tuned. Other than that, if you haven't listened this far, you missed all this. You missed all of this. That's the whole point of sticking with us. That's also the whole point of liking, subscribing, hitting the bell, making that thing
ring, a-ling,
so that you can get all of these notifications as they come out. We ain't even got to tell you nothing, baby. The bell, bing.
It lets me know.
Folk Live, bing. Folk Live, bing. New video.
I'm like,
bing.
I'm live. Wait, I'm live. Whoa.
Right. I got to check this out. I got to see what's going on.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so big announcement, the huge announcement. So Laura has joined the Post Podium Podcast team. I'm announcing that here on the show. Laura is a part of the PPPT, right? One of the things that we are going to do first and foremost is she's gonna do some writing for us. But one of the jobs that she's being asked to do first and foremost is she is going to she's gonna oversee another portion of our membership content, which is Keys Lost Notes. So, if you guys knew how many notes this dude takes, look at his face. Look at his face.
Yeah, mine right now is showing me 14 pages.
14 pages. 14 pages. So Laura is going to do her very best job to take that information and break it down to something consumable for you guys. But that's only going to be available for members. Okay. More than likely what we're going to do is we're going to post a link, or we're going to post the notes themselves in the Discord chat. All right. In order to get to the Discord chat, you got to be a member. So you got to make a choice. But I'm telling you, I've seen the notes and they are glorious. And there's so much information in there that we don't even get to get on the show because there's just not enough time. So I want to show my guy some appreciation. I want to show him some thanks for all the work that he puts into this thing. Thank you again, bro, for all the work you do. I want people to know and understand how much work you actually put into this, so that when you hop on that mic and you talk, people know you mean business, bro. That's what this is about.
Yes.
So with that being said, Key, all you got to do, ship the notes.
Got it.
Laura will take it from there. That's that's no skin off your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Easy peasy, right?
Yes, it is.
But you guys get the benefit of that, right? So, again, all great stuff that you'll miss if you don't hit that bell and make that thing.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling again.
Right.
Click it off and click it back on to make sure it's clicked.
All right. That's enough. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the football games on tonight. There's 2 Monday night games tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Laura Pills in comparison to Key.
Not true.
Just stop. Anyway,
This has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
40 Keys. Love y'all. Have a good one.
Oh, you got the heart right too.
I did.
Let's go. All right, y'all have a good night. Peace.